It's like the third time I've been referred to as Rain Man on this podcast.
Sorry, Dylan, makes you feel any better. I won't use DoorDash because of Terminator 2.
Hunter, why are you sweating so hard?
Hunter, dude, what's going on?
Man, I'm just feeling stuck. Stuck in static.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Stuck in Static. Unfortunately, Hunter and Brady could not be here today because they are having a pool party in an apartment complex in the rain. But luckily for you, Dylan and I love you enough to stay here to not prioritize a pool party in the rain at an apartment complex called the Racket Club where Brady lives to bring you another show today. And today we have, fresh off of a hot new album release, Yoku, Juice, and Eli off of what was that last night?
It was a listening experience.
A listening experience from his album, American Manga. Now, before you get on me for being Japanese and not correcting it to manga, it's their piece of art, okay? It is their art. They can call it whatever the fuck they want. So all you Japanese nerds, damatte kiteiro kono takoyaro.
I felt it. I didn't understand.
Yeah, I don't know what he
but
said.
in a different way. You know,
I'm defending your art. That's what I'm doing here. Like, you guys.
That was an aggressive start.
That's how we like to. That's how
I'm
we
a little
like to
upset
get
that
underway.
Brady and Hunter aren't here because they wanted to like jerk off in
shit
a pool,
on
like a community pool together. Anyways,
we literally just passed the Racket Club on the way here.
right?
Could have just swooped them.
Yeah.
No one was out there. They lied.
Nobody is staying at a pool party in the rain.
It's probably just them two
It's just Brady and Hunter.
at this point. Yeah. Anyways, Yoku, welcome back.
Thank
Juice,
you.
Eli, welcome back.
Thanks.
I didn't get to be on the first one, so it's good to be here with you all. So, Yoku, let me first of all ask about your name because, like I said, I'm Japanese. Obviously, that's a Japanese name, correct? For Yoku Naru, like get better type thing.
Absolutely.
First of all, dope as shit. Second of all, love the hoodie. Love that you rep it.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, when I listened to your album American Manga, I was just thinking the whole time, like, this guy has definitely seen Naruto.
Yeah.
Like 100% definitely seen Naruto.
That shit changed my life, bro.
For real though, it's a
Deadass.
real journey about like your own overcoming of yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I could feel that a lot in that album. So I wanted to ask you about some anime stuff. So it's like, when did you get into anime first? What's your earliest experience with anime?
I mean, you know, I'm a 90s baby, so my whole life.
What was that? On
I would
Cartoon
say-
Network.
Yeah,
Toonami.
Yeah, Toonami, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I would definitely say that, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z was my intro to everything, like, in that culture of anime. But my anime, like, taste and everything definitely expounded when I moved to California, I would say, because a lot of the homies out there was on the anime heavy.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like I go through phases of watching TV and not watching TV, and sometimes I'll just get locked in on something.
Yeah.
Like I've been watching some dope ones lately. I've been catching up on Demon Slayer, and I really like Chainsaw Man.
Bro, Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man is tight.
That's another level.
Like
bro.
it's just a crazy ass concept.
Not only that, dude, but it's so cinematic. Like it's way less like punchy anime that you would think of.
Right.
But each scene is just so very like lighting. All
Love
that
the
stuff is
art.
crazy.
Yeah,
good.
love the art.
Yeah, highly recommend.
Yeah, and I as in going into loving the art, like I feel like that plays a major role in like my music and definitely just like how we create and shit like that, because it's like y'all saw last night, like it's really artsy. And so that's how it will continue to go and grow.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I wanted to ask like a particular thing about Naruto. Have you seen all through it? Like you're pretty familiar with it. So there's a really pivotal scene in that anime where he's training with the Eight Tails guy, right? And then he has to essentially like go to this waterfall,
the waterfall,
and meditate, right? And he essentially confronts like his old self, his young self, the resentful, the hateful, the one that like wants to destroy the world because everyone hated him as a kid. And he really has to struggle with that.
He hugs him.
At the end of it, he hugs him.
He embraces him.
Integrates that into his personality, and that's what lets him tame the beast inside of him, the Nine Tails demon, right?
And so I like when I talk to people, I'm always actually thinking of a few things. And so like I'm really like I be talking to myself while I'm talking to other people too, like certain mantras that I'll say to myself to keep myself at like an even kill kind of. And I feel like every now and then I'll get a new one that makes me feel like fresh and shit like that. And around the time that I was watching Naruto, there's a few things that I had really picked up, especially like in that part of the show, that I repeat to myself all day long.
What are they?
I don't tell nobody. I think they're just for me. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So, you know, I kind of like, I look at it as like, those are just like the small treats of like being a human and like growing, is that you can like find things that fine tune yourself and keep them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody got to know your secret. Like people might look at you and be like, bro, you look like you're doing all right. Well, why am I doing all right? Because I'm fucking telling myself I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like shit like that.
You know, there's like an old Japanese saying that everyone has 3 faces, essentially. One that you show the world, one that you show to like, you know, those close to you, and one that you don't show to anybody but yourself.
Yeah.
And it's important to keep those 3 things separate.
For sure.
Yeah, because you don't want to just like pull yourself apart just for other people and like, you know, invest so much into other people's opinions or you know.
Right.
Yeah. So I dig that. I really appreciate I just knew that like listening to it, I was like, there's definitely hints of that, like kind of integrating your personality into the music. And it really communicates really well. So, yeah.
I think we listened back earlier today just to refresh ourselves a little bit, and I think with the line that brought that up was "You want the old me, I'm holding him for ransom," and that just kind of brought that to light. And
that bar was more like, I mean, and that's what I love about my music is I definitely speak in entendres. Not even double entendres. A lot of the times, like triples. And, you know, it can just be interpreted in many different ways. You know, you guys saw that on a spiritual level. I was talking to a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's dope. I love that music can do that and, like, just have so many ways to be perceived.
I think that's really important about making music is sometimes earlier on you feel like you have to, as an earlier artist and being an engineer and working with a lot of new artists too, they, to me, make a mistake where they feel like they have to paint the entire picture vivid and just kind of word dump on a song and like really specifically get a point across, when really if you can kind of just leave some of it to interpretation, right? Say it in a way that's like it gets across, it hits them, makes them think. Other bars already on too now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what makes it, you know, relatable. Is everybody takes their own message from what they're listening to. So
yeah, you can't kind of force that on anybody. They're just gonna take it their own way.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, perception is wild. Like last night was something that we had never done before. And so it was like everybody was in the moment together. No one knew how the fuck that shit was gonna go, bro.
Dude, I had no idea. Honestly, I mean, shit, I helped produce the whole album, and I was just as experiencing it openly as anyone else that was there to see it.
Enrique showed up with his mic and
he was ready to do a whole performance.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, we ain't even not doing that. Yeah.
So another question that kind of came up when we were listening earlier: when in the process of making this album did the vision for that experience come to pass? Like, when did that?
Well, so, you know, it's crazy because shit really does happen for a reason. So Angel, Enrique's mom, she used to actually work at the Downtown Art Center.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we had just been talking about, like, because I was like, man, I'm sick of, like, you know, this place not letting us do any shows here or that place. And I'm like, fuck it, bro. We just need a venue build.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to her about it, and she was like, I want to show you this place. I think you like it a lot. We went down there, and literally as soon as I walked in the black box, I said, yes, we're doing something here.
That's awesome, man.
And so originally I wanted to do a play. Yeah, so just the way they had the seating and everything set up, I'm like, man, I want to do a play. I think that would be super dope. So, like, the album, I actually have, like, this whole storyboard for, like, a short film that could be adapted as a live like, rendition, like, play. But then when we went in to go and try and book a date, they didn't have anything, like, really close to when I was trying to drop the album.
Yeah.
And so instead of, like, trying to do a play, I had wanted to do just a listening party. And when the date wasn't right and I had to do it after, I was like, I need for this to be something else.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, it's going to be a listening experience. So like I think that was good because you know a lot of people that was there had heard the music before.
Yeah.
But they just hadn't felt it in that kind of way.
That was one of the coolest points for me was I took a moment, I think it was during motion and just kind of instead of watching you just watch the crowd for a minute and seeing that many people singing along to your words. That was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like
I love when the bops hit on the album because you know the big bops is definitely like Ain't No Way and Motion, like those are the crowd favorites. But like it was almost like a B-side kind of night. Like I was looking at people and I'm like listen, because like this is what it's for. I want you to be able to like hear all of this shit because I'm saying some shit. So it was dope. Like literally, bro, I was just looking out with people, and I really felt like we were all in the same boat of not knowing how that was gonna go, and it went great.
Yeah. So facts. I was sitting next to my homie Shooter, and you know he thought it was gonna be a show as well, and then halfway through he turned and looked at me and was like, "Yo, this is dope, man. Like the whole ambience, like, bro, you don't get that at shows." He's like, now y'all got to start incorporating this, and like y'all are setting a bar for yourself.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So what was the difference between last night and like a typical show? What's a listening experience versus like a show? Like, what you do differently?
Performing.
Yeah.
So, you know, like actually having the mic and singing the words and everything, I literally just let the album play through. So
he's performing at the shows, but like that's what he's saying. The difference is a regular show, he actually has the mic and performance. But this one was more like, hey, I don't want you to be encompassed on like him performing. I want you to just literally listen to what this is. And then I'll let him explain this part, but the lights were
shout out to Chris Wheeler, bro.
Yeah.
Chris Wheeler has, you know, I'm definitely blessed to have like incredible people in my corner, and I just keep meeting more and more dope people. So, but Chris Wheeler, man, he's been doing the lights thing for a while, and I mean, he's got it. Like, I would love for every single show that I do to look like that, but better. You know what I'm saying? And we'll continue to just grow with that. But we definitely reset the bar last night. And that's exactly what I wanted to happen. I wanted people to come out and be like, one, nobody else has ever done this.
yeah.
Like, you know, we made history. Like no one else has ever done some shit like that. And now going forward, you should know to expect something that fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, and I told Paris earlier, I said, I really felt walking out of there last night, like I didn't know what it was, but I witnessed a moment. I don't know what that moment is, what it, you know,
Tough.
what it makes, but I know that it was something special for everybody that was there.
Yeah. I had a lot of people tell me that my favorite word or like my favorite thing to hear from people is for them to tell me that like I inspired them. And I'm like, bro, that shit is lit. Like there were certain people that was in there that was like, bro, you literally just like charged me up. And I'm like, that's so dope, bro. Cause I mean, like we just lost a big, you know, pillar in the Lexington music community, Mikey Trill.
I heard
R.I.P. Mikey Trill. And it's just like, bro, like what you never know. So it's like, bro, that's a footprint. You know what I'm saying? We might have talked about this last time, but you know, I really believe that art is like the most pinnacle way that you can leave your footprint on earth. So
motherfuckers still listen to Mozart, like,
bro,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
motherfuckers gonna be listening to Mozart forever.
yeah, and they
You know
pay
what I'm
millions
saying?
of dollars to put an orchestra together to make that shit happen. So that's facts. I was gonna bring up, I don't know, this is a reference that probably I just internalized from the very first song, New Worlds, right? So I'm a huge One Piece fan. Back to anime.
Yeah.
You fuck with One Piece?
I have not fucked with One Piece
It's
yet.
really long. It's so
Yeah,
worth
I know.
it. I promise. It's so good.
No, I always hear good things from the anime community on that one.
Yeah, but the New Worlds, like just the title of the song reminded me of that because this kind of second half of One Piece is called the New World. Essentially, it's about the next generation of pirates that are gonna lead the way to like to get the One Piece and all this stuff. But essentially, One Piece is interesting because it's really different from Naruto in that it's about a group of people and they all have their own separate journey, but like it's not about anybody achieving or doing this. It's about like the journey itself.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see you have a team and slowly gather people, just like Luffy did on his crew. Just like everyone has their own shit, but like it all melds together and works together. Just because like it's not about like getting to this or like achieving this. It's just like we're on this journey and we're making shit. And then like at the end of the day, as long as you make it, as long as you're there. It's funny in One Piece, he almost like dies like episode 20. There's over 1,000 episodes. Yeah. And he just smiles and it's like, sorry guys, that's it. Shit. And then it gets like
story of my life.
And he's just like, I'm doing exactly what I want. If I die doing it, then fuck it. That's how it happens. Bro, but he gets saved miraculously. And he's like, all right, let's go, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought it's really cool to see you have like a group to do it with, especially like in today, like where no one really needs like a label or something to go through to promote their stuff. You just get a few of your homies to like get their skills up and then just go do it. And it's fucking lit.
I think if I had any advice for anybody trying to pursue anything creative, it would be to find people that you feel like you bring value to and that they add value to what you do.
Yeah. And show up to podcasts.
And that you all can like work. Yeah, and show up to Oh man. Shout out to that pool party happening right now.
Right. I'm sure it's lit as fuck.
Poppin', boy.
They're getting buck wild in there, dude. If you know what kind of girls Brady likes, I tell you what, bro. That pool is overflowing.
Shit. They be over packing.
They coming back with at least 3 more.
Yeah, for sure. That's probably why they win. It's probably sponsored by that shit.
We're trying
but yeah. You know, find people that you know want to help you and that you feel like that you bring something to the table and you're helping them as well. And find a role and don't try to take the whole burden on by yourself. Let people help you create creatively and accept feedback and ideas. And I feel like that's something that our team does really well. We really have a whole lot of specialists and
absolutely,
that can, you know, bring something to the table. And ultimately, we've talked about this last time, we all kind of like live vicariously through him. Like he's really the front man for everything. So it's his art, but you know, I like I said, me personally, I'm happy I can just get to contribute what I can to the overall arc of what we're doing.
Yeah,
so
man.
That's the advice I would give to anybody.
No doubt.
Find a team. Find
Yeah.
a team. Yeah.
Yeah, it's way more fun to be like a team of role players than like 4 like bench players and a star. You know what I'm saying?
Not everybody can be LeBron.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have a question for the producers over here. I just wanted to know your all's like process of like you sit down, you're like, I'm making a new beat today. It's like what inspires that? What's like the first thing? Do you go like rhythm? Do you go melody? You go like what happens?
I think earlier on in experimentation, you try to see if there's some sort of algorithm to it, and like saying like, yo, let's just start with the drums and then see if that's the kill shot for how we need to do it, or like let's just hit melodies and see if that's the kill shot if we do that first. But I think as time goes on, you have to really understand that it changes every time, and you have to be like not as willing to control what you make. You have to just be ready to tune in to what makes your creative mind tick and just kind of go with it.
Facts. If it's just me in the studio and there's no artist there to influence which direction we're taking, it really is. I don't have a plan.
No.
Yeah, you just go.
Like
what feels good.
I'll sit there and I'll scroll through like drum sample sounds and I'll find like right now, I don't know, I just search where my brain's been. I'm really locked in on like side stick snares, like slapping the stick against the side of the snare.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just been like an intoxicating sound for a lot of my
shots.
beats. Yeah, it's been an intoxicating sound for me. And I try to not stay locked into those kind of thought processes of like, ooh, I like the way that sounds, because that's when you hit a rut is everything sounds the same, and it's just because you're reusing a lot of the same stuff.
Technique. You stayed on one technique for too long.
Right. So
it's good to have that in your belt, because maybe if you need that kind of execution and you're like, oh, I know what I'm looking for, and I know if I approach it this way, it'll land me on target much closer to what I'm thinking about. But sometimes you just kind of have to like freeform.
Yeah.
And then sometimes like with the melodies, if I do start with the melody, it might be one simple sound, and then from there I don't do it. I'll go right to drums.
Yeah.
So it there really isn't a process. You know, we really have been locking in a lot lately on some of these newer records, and where he does have some input. And my thing is I'll kind of just like throw some stuff together, and if I see him back there writing, I stop. I don't do anything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've all come to the conclusion, like, especially like you said, if he's in the room. The moment there's enough, it might just be like a kick, a snare, and like one sound, and he's just writing. We're like, all right, we're not going to continue making this beat until we get some vocals onto it, and then that's when really you can shift the pre-production to this post-production concept, which pivots around the idea of vocals actually being on the record.
Yeah, that's where a lot of the magic, I feel like, especially in our music, happens. Is man, Traffic Jam. I don't know if y'all ever heard that record, but that record sounded a certain way for like 2 years. And then one day we were just in the basement, and we pulled it up, and I just started playing around on the keyboard. I found a guitar sound that I liked, and I was like, ooh, I like that. I could tell that everyone else kind of had that same ooh.
Yeah.
And then Eli pulls out his actual guitar and starts like riffing over top of what I'm doing, and then that turned into what the record ended up being. So there was no plan to that. That was such an improv moment, like on the spot. Didn't mean for it to happen. Sometimes the accidents are the best things that can happen.
Yeah, you really catch that vibe, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah, there's really no way you could plan for any of it to actually happen, other than, you know, just knowing that you're planning to go try and make some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just whatever comes out of it comes out of it. But you know, like I've been tapping in more to production and shit too. Yeah. So a lot of times for me, like the hardest thing to do is drums, bro. So
really?
like, and they're so good at drums, but that makes me confident that like I can bring the melodies and they can beef it up with drums.
Right.
So like now I'm about to start, you know, getting into what ultimately I want to become, and that's like, you know, more on the production side.
Okay. Yeah.
In my artistry, and like that's just gonna open up a whole new Yoku. Like. You know, I'm always growing and shit. Like, literally every time we make something, we really, like, level up.
We need to find it. There's this one song. What did we call it?
Modest.
Was that what it is? It's fucking funny. You know what I'm talking
What was that one song? Because we've never listened to it, really. Modest.
Yes. Because there's two reasons that's wild. One is because we probably haven't heard it for 2 years. And then two, we probably have, like, 200-300 songs I could have been talking about.
Yeah, really.
But he doesn't necessarily play guitar, but he got on the guitar and found 2 notes and just rocked them back and forth and ended up recording something. I was like, damn, this is one of the coolest shits I've ever heard. So I'm just like, no, for sure. But it is cool seeing him do this kind of stuff now, because I wouldn't say it was simplified or anything like that. I think what really came about was that he really just had a lot of heart in what he was trying to make in the moment, and that always going to shine through. Heart, you know, if you work on your technicalities, and that's always one side of the stone to sharpen on, but making sure you have heart and feeling is the other side. You have to
that's
do it
the
too.
biggest side of it.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
You could have someone who can sing really well and they're not a good recording artist, right?
Yeah.
Or you have someone who can play piano phenomenally and then can't like pull a production together.
It kind of goes back to the team thing, though. So if you have someone to pick up that, you know, that slack, air quote,
right. It really, the energy is everything. That's why, like, sometimes, like, if I give anyone advice, like, make sure your mix sounds good, right?
Yeah.
But then sometimes you hear something and the mix is shit, and it's like, dude, that is fire.
Yeah, for sure.
That is fire.
It's just real.
Honestly, if you can meet both of those
in the middle,
you're good.
Mix a little, a little shit, but the song fire, you're on the right track.
With enough heart, anything's possible.
I'd something else about the production side of things too. Sometimes, you know, you're going to be in a rut and you have to create something, because that's just, you just have to. So what I do for those situations is, and him and I, and we were all talking about this a bit more, but I get very analytical on stuff where I'll listen to songs that are by other artists and out, and I'll be like, okay, I like this. How am I perceiving it? What's going on? And then I'll take note of what the tempo is and what the key of the song is and how I felt when I listened to it. And then so you get this consensus. You're like, okay, well, I was really hyped when I heard these like 7 songs, and half of them were in like D minor, and they were 145 BPM. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and if I need to make a hype song right now, I'm just going to 145 BPM and make sure I write it in D minor.
Yeah, yeah.
And then something it gives you like at least sparks if you don't have anything initially.
My technique in that same lane is I'm really big on grooves, like drum grooves, right? So you could take a drum groove from your favorite song, strip every other instrument out, right? Put brand new instruments in, and it's a totally different song.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So what I'll do is if I'm in a rut, I'll go do the same thing. I'll find a song, I'll recreate the drum loop, maybe, tempo up or down a little bit just to give it some, a little different than what it was before, and then go off of that.
Yeah.
And, it's okay. Like, we were talking about this the other day, like even like chord progressions, there's only a certain amount of chords. You have very limited amounts of chords.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't, if what is it, the Journey song, Don't Stop Believing?
Yeah.
That chord progression has been used in like 80% of the top hits that have ever
Have
been
y'all
made.
seen recently Ed Sheeran's getting sued?
Yeah.
It's the
because
same chord
of the
progression.
He was like, give me any song and I'll use these 4 chords. I'll show you how like bullshit that is.
Yeah. So it's,
I can only imagine in the courtroom just ripping. Everybody's like,
Yeah, no doubt.
like serenading.
So we have
That's
to
how
wait,
he
wait,
gets
wait.
out of everything. He just fucking pulls his guitar out, just starts playing. And
he
singing
starts
shit.
playing all the hits, and it's
Yeah.
the same chord progression from his song.
Yep.
Crazy.
So I mean, that's music. Music is recycled, and it's all inspiration, and it's really hard to. I think the innovation comes in the art itself, not necessarily the way it's structured.
Well, I like how you mentioned heart too, because like you said, like everything's been done. Like classical music, the reason why they moved away from like Mozart like classical music was in the 1800s. They're like, we did everything. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's done. We got to start scratching the piano and like kicking people in the face or something. And then eventually those
808s.
right? And then eventually it gets to the 1950s and rock and roll comes back around and we're back to 4 chords and all of a sudden like, oh my God, it's bopping, right? So it's like, what changed? It's like, it's just hard, just the way it's structured, who knows, but it just completely, it's simplified. It's music like we've never heard before, but like it's got that heart to it. So I definitely appreciate that because I studied saxophone at UK and like,
Gonna need you.
No
doubt,
I'll
for
take
sure.
it. But
You'd have
like,
been on the album if we'd have known that.
oh fuck.
There's more coming.
All right, I got to start shedding.
I also
again.
played
Damn,
saxophone.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah
know
you
that.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't
I
you?
didn't fucking know that.
I was first chair sax.
Yeah.
Bro,
Every time.
every day.
Something new.
We learn something new about you. I swear to God, bro.
I need to get
Every
a
day.
book of just like fun facts
Yes.
about my life.
Really though, I need to just make the book. 'Cause every day, I'm gonna just start writing them down on my phone or something. Juice facts. Did you know?
That I was first chair sax.
Yeah,
in high
I
school.
remember good old Donna Cook always told me about that. Whenever I
Donna
told your
Cook.
grandma that I played saxophone, she's like, "Oh, Justin used to play
Oh, yeah, I
Titanic all
bet
the
she
time."
did. I bet she did. But it sounded like the GIF version on Instagram.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
The
about.
fucked up version. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't expect to come here and hear Donna Cook's name brought up tonight. So
Dude, how did you not?
shout out to Donna Cook out
Shout
there.
out.
Just probably talking about how I played saxophone back in the day.
Still doing
talking
it,
about
yeah. Fun fact: I lived in Juice's room for like a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, after he moved out. Yeah, I lived in Juice's room right
Because
next to
Jared
Jared.
took over my room because he I always used to like taunt him. I was like, yeah, my room's better than yours, bitch. Sibling rivalry. He had
Yeah.
a smaller room, and then as soon as I moved out of the house, he took it over. And I'd come back to the house every now and he was like, yeah, guess where I'm living now.
hey, this is what I envisioned you doing and what they heard.
Yeah.
Spot on, bro.
And loving every minute of that
And then
shit,
meanwhile,
bro.
Donna Cook's like, my son is so good at saxophone. So good at saxophone.
Oh, that's too good.
But yeah, I was just saying, like, when I was learning saxophone in college, like, they just beat like technique into us, right?
Yeah.
And then like every day it's just like scales, you know, arpeggios, all this stuff, and then we get to play stuff, and they're like, "You sound like shit. Why don't you like play with any heart?" It's like, I don't know, maybe I'm playing fucking like Dorian scales all fucking day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then like they're at the end of the day, they're like, you have to do that. If you want to play saxophone, you have to have the technique down. There's no excuse for it. You're gonna figure everything out on top of that. But like that's not music, and it's such a weird thing to just be yelled at constantly. Be like, play it better. Like the first thing my lesson teacher told me, she was like, I don't care how good you think you are. There's an 8-year-old Korean kid that's already better than you. So cut that shit out. I was like, damn.
This just
Lisa.
reminded me. We were doing a recital one day, and like 10 seconds into our song, our reed breaks, or my reed breaks, and you know, obviously, if I play anything else from that point on, it's gonna sound like shit because the reed's broken, right? So I just faked it the rest of the way. I literally like I was turning up. I was doing all the I was blowing on it. I was making all the
Like Juice is going in.
Like he's going in. I probably looked like I was going harder than I'd ever actually gone, and I faked the entire thing.
Literally beating sweat.
Yeah, dude, I put it all on the guy next to me. I remember his name. His name's Ben Hardigree. He was the guy that sat right next to me, and I was like, Ben, my reed broke. You're gonna have to really carry us.
He's
Ben,
like, I got
us.
you.
He did. Hey, shout out to Ben.
Get
That
it,
was a
Ben.
fucking moment of his
He probably
life right
hated
there.
you. He's like,
yeah.
bitch, I'm the real number one shit.
Yeah, right.
Give me out his number 2.
Yeah.
I didn't have the reed switch ability there. You know, some people are like, unscrew it, put the reed back in, screw it back on. Not me. I
He's
fake
like,
it.
fuck
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm faking it. It's
about heart.
It's about heart. It's about heart.
Not technique. Yeah. No, I had the same thing happen to me in college. I was playing second tenor in a band, which means I don't do anything. I'm just doing what the first tenor does.
Yeah.
And right before the concert, I took so many dabs, like just an incredible amount of dabs, like more dabs I've ever taken in my life. And like there was a concert before us, like the concert band went, so I was like, all right, I'll sober up by then. And then like I go to like the practice room, like right before we're going on, and somebody's like, bro. I'm just like, what's going on? And we're playing this really intricate piece, and there's this really dope sax, like the whole saxophone section's playing this really cool shit. I'm supposed to be playing it too, and I'm just like high as shit, just like, damn, like, y'all are getting it. Fuck, dude, I'm just mid performance, just like no reed in mouth. I'm just looking at him like, fuck, y'all are dope as shit.
I remember the piece
was
we were.
fried.
I remember the piece we were playing when that happened that day.
Oh, for real?
You know, it was the Jurassic Park.
Oh, damn.
What are those? That's what it was. And then 10 seconds in, the reed cracked and it was a wrap.
Damn.
Shout out Ben.
We got any other instrument players? Yoku, you do any instruments?
No, nothing like I've mastered at all. Like Eli's been trying to show me a little bit more shit on the guitar. I mean, I think that's really the only thing I really fuck around with.
Yeah.
Keys wise, like it's really only just programming sounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I played a little piano when I was a kid, but sports really ran my life, my entire life. So I really just didn't really stick with anything music wise when I was younger. Definitely regret that because I would love to, you know, be able to have that skill now. But I mean, you know, that's why I go to the studio after work. Is, trying to work on shit.
Yeah,
like that.
It's hard doing sports and music at the same time growing up.
For sure.
There's a few kids that did it, and it's like they'd like football practice and then in pads in the marching band,
Right.
like at halftime.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, that's
Y'all are
crazy.
some
That's
real
too
ones.
much.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt.
That's too crazy. Yeah. Eli, what about you? Any instruments?
Yeah.
Straight up.
No, I'm a jack at all instruments, but a lot of what I do, especially like he said, programming with a keyboard, but we rip out a couple good chord progressions and make them work to our advantage. Trying to really sharpen that up because you can use that just as a songwriting tool so much more, in my opinion, on the keys. But I can jump over to guitar and make sure that all gets figured out. And
I know y'all heard the end of Pesos.
And the end of Intentional Walk.
Right.
There was a couple Eli guitar solo moments.
the guitar solo, actually, funny enough, the guitar solo at the end of Pesos was your fucked up Strat.
Yeah.
That I spent like 3 days rebuilding.
I pretty much just gave it to him at that point.
It was so thrashed.
It was jacked up.
I mean, I went online, learned how to like bend the necks and like intonate it and make sure it was all good. Yeah. Restrung it, redid the electronics in it, and then honestly, I think it was the first thing I did with it when I got it was play the peso solo.
No way, dude, that's sick.
Yeah,
I always gives it like a nice sound when you break the guitar first.
Yeah,
it makes it sound pretty dope.
It's all about the heart, man.
Exactly. It's not about the guitar; it's about the heart.
I ended up playing a lot of guitar over a lot of the stuff we end up doing. I just think it adds such a good.
That's because the song will be done and then he'll just be like chilling and just kind of fucking around.
Yeah.
And then at some point, like if someone's in there with them, they're like, "Oh shit, that's kind of dope."
Yeah, I'm like,
that's dope. Time. Just put that on there. Why are you playing around?
I think bass is my main.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
for real?
soul
You slap the
instrument.
bass?
I love it.
Oh, dude.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Like, have y'all ever heard of Jacob Collier?
Yeah.
You know Jacob Collier?
Yeah, he's insane.
Brainiac genius.
Dude, that guy's like lectures about music theory and shit will just destroy every conceptualized.
His voice does not match his body.
Oh, no, not at all. Yeah.
Like,
he looks like an airhead.
Yeah,
like,
he has like a Morgan Freeman type voice. It's very powerful, and it comes from this just skinny man. And right, he's
his
an
live
alien.
concerts are wild to watch too.
He plays people.
Yeah, right.
That's
the
insane.
audience. It's crazy to see his kind of reach too, because I think at the end of the day, where it goes back to individuality, and even though you might be playing on recycled chords, like what you do with it and how you express it's the main key. And I think a lot of people like resonate with him because you got to look like you wouldn't expect, but he did a lot of harmonizing work for SZA and like Ty Dolla Sign. And like they see his genius. They're like, dude, we need you to help us write. And I'm sure, and we're just so familiar with that genre, but I'm sure there's other genres where he gets pulled into as well. And then he goes into very theoretical lectures about it at Ivy League schools. I mean, it's
the way his lecture about the circle of fifths, and he was like, if you go up in the fifths like clockwise, this is like opening. This is like a happy opening sound. The other way is like a circle of fourths, more closing and dark. I was like, how did I study music for 4 years and never hear this once?
Right.
There's a Circle of Fifths app that you can use that'll kind of like dumb that whole thing down and let you actually experience it and hear it to help you come up with some unique chord progressions.
I think because of him too. Actually, I was watching a couple things where he was talking about how like he's like, let's say I play this note and then this note, or this chord and this chord and then this chord. That's a little weird. He was like, if I just stop there, it didn't make sense. But then if I finish it with this one last, you're like, then it now makes sense. So I've actually been a lot of stuff I'm writing now. Like I'll actually hit the wrong chord, but I'll wait a second and I'll be like, can I make that work actually? Like, can that actually work? And more times than not, I'm just like, wow, if I can incorporate that, it ends up being something that sounds way more high IQ than I figured I would have been able to do.
We just did something like that. Was it Nintendo that was kind of off?
No. It was the one we put the World War II siren in as the effect.
Oh yeah. This is the end.
This is the end.
It was like very Egyptian scale.
Yeah.
We tried to lock it into like a E minor, but then there was like two notes that actually had to be pulled out of the scale, then replaced by.
The one you're talking about with Nintendo, it wasn't the chord progression. It was the time signature. On
the time signature was weird.
It ended up being a waltz.
Yeah,
it was
like
like
three,
4
time signature. And honestly, it was kind of an accident. I didn't mean to do it. It was so hard to structure that beat and put it together because it's something I don't normally make the music
in
in
3 for sure.
You know, and it was funny because when he pulled it over into his session, he's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with this? Like, this is not lining up. I can't get it to line up.
Then I just listened to it for a second. I was like,
yo, this is
1, 2, 3. I was like, it's not a 4. So
you're like, bar 12, you mean 16?
Yeah, right.
That's crazy, bro. That's just fire. We definitely got to play y'all some new stuff.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. Whenever we get done tonight, y'all got iPhones? Y'all team iPhone?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah.
I'll have to airdrop y'all.
That could have been a pivotal point.
Yeah,
To this podcast.
yeah. I was about to be over at that pool party ASAP.
Right.
I was about to head over that pool party ASAP. Yeah, I will airdrop y'all a few joints before we leave tonight.
That would be lit, absolutely. Because like it's so interesting hearing your music because like hearing a guitar solo at the end of the like a hip hop song, but it's not really hip hop at the same time, dude. You're just like, what is this exactly? I've never heard any of it before. That's another thing I wanted to say about the new world thing. I'm just like, you know, like music always goes through these periods of like this one thing really hits and then we all get fucking tired of it. And then this one thing really hits, we all get tired of it. And it's like, I don't know if we're at that point already again where like, you know, this kind of mainstream music is sounding the same again. We need like the next push forward. But
I think
like,
it's getting close.
because like, yeah, I've just never heard like having an electric guitar solo at the end of Pesos, for example. I'm just like, whoa. Well, and then it leading right next to this next song. It's just like, I think because today everyone wants to intake things in short 1 minute, 6 second, 12-second clips. Whereas this album kind of defies that and says, here's 27 minutes of content for you to sit down and actually listen to. And that appeals. And then the same thing for in podcasts, like Joe Rogan does 3-hour podcasts and people listen to it, right? So there's a shift. Like people are like tired of like ADHD content. You know what I'm saying? Like they want some more substance,
that they
some
can
more
actually
heart.
sink their teeth into and enjoy. And I mean, like, at least for me, I've always loved projects, like albums. Ever since I was a kid, you know, like I remember going to Target and us like, you know, buying CDs and shit like that. And like, back in the day, when you listen to something, you listen to it from top to bottom.
Right.
You
An
know,
album was one unit of music.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think we create like that. Like, I feel like a lot of times we be making music and then we're already thinking about how are we going to put it on a project.
Right.
Like that happens a lot.
I know a lot of the stuff. He said the other day, he's like, bro, like all the shit that me and you make together, it's like it's an intro. Like it's like it's and you know, thinking that way, it kind of shifted our focus now to it's like rather than compiling one large project, what if we just started making little 3 to 4 song mini projects and releasing them a lot faster, right?
Yeah.
And they're all like separately themed as well, so that way you can have like this take on something and then have a shift in what the sonics and you know what the music sounds like on something different. All slightly leading up to a bigger collection of music.
Yeah.
I really don't I don't plan on dropping another like full length project until like we really got a bag to put behind it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I already have the idea formulated for how I want it to look. I already know how I want the tour to look. Like this shit is like what y'all saw last night is like what that's gonna be, but in its infancy. Like
I see. So you're trying to do that everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting ready for tour. Like,
Word.
You know, I've always wanted to be just, you know, one of the greatest touring artists out there. Like anybody that listens to my shit, I want them to be able to come and experience it. And like I am just like truly inspired by just like some of the, you know, the great performers out there, but also just like some of the great just overall creatives. So like set design is like something I can't wait to be able to get more into. I actually did that at I don't know if you came to the Loud House show.
I didn't make it.
So I like tried to create like the Aura Gold album cover and bring that to light. So I built tents and like we lit them up and shit. Like that was my first real like, you know, go it right.
That was awesome.
That was like slow mo as fuck, bro. A champ, fucking purebred. But no. So set design is definitely where I want to continue to go. And then, you know, I'll rock to the burn fit. We got to like use the burn fit for, you know, multiple things. So I used it for location. I ended up using it at the clubhouse because they have like a crazy ass backdrop. So the burn fit with that crazy backdrop, like just, you know, created some different kind of vibe. So, you know, I made that character pretty much for all of this American Manga shit. So I finally got to retire that last night. So like that was like the final like culmination of everything for that project.
Nice. When you were performing that last night, how were the nerves? Did you have any?
Honestly, I mean, I say this a lot, but I really don't think I get nervous. I don't think I've ever really gotten nervous doing anything, but like I said, you know, it was all new, so I was just like, I'm just going, you know, experience it for what it is.
Yeah.
Like I remember before I walked out, like I really felt like, you know, it was the fucking Grammys or something, bro. I was standing backstage and I just kept looking up and I was thinking about Mike, you know, I was thinking about Rex. I'm like, bro, I'm like, this is a footprint night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're really doing some dope shit. Juice kept walking. Juice was cracking me up, bro. Because we kept pushing the start time back. Because I was like, man, if people can't show up at 7 o'clock and be there, like, it is what it is. Like, I want to start at 7. We got to like 6:57. It was probably like 15 people in there. And the shit sold out, you know, as far as the RSVP link. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna push it to 7:15. So I go and told the doorman, yo, after 7:15, don't let nobody in. We got to like 7:13. I'm like, let's give about 15 more minutes, bro. So I went back out to Jeff and like told him, you know, 7:30 we're gonna do a hard start, and like Juice would just keep checking out in the crowd and just keep coming backstage and like let me know. He's like, it's filling up. It's filling up. Like, I honestly think we had like
fast too. Like once they started pouring in, they came.
People were texting me like the whole time, like, yo, bro, I'm running a little late. Like, even Balloons hit me and he was like, hey, bro, you think you can reschedule?
What? Reschedule?
Yeah, he was playing, but I was like, bro, like that's how it was. You know, there was a lot of people that you know wanted to come, and like a lot of people that didn't get to come that wanted to experience that type of shit. So, and I mean, we were coming off a show. We were just in Louisville, like you know, a month ago. It was maybe 7 people in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my home city. There was maybe 7 people in the crowd, and like 5 of them was Juice's friends. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So to go from that and then to just like sell out some shit that you know I put together, or like that we put together, like that shit felt super good.
Yeah.
So
as it should.
It was a spectacle, man.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like it's at where we are now, like. It's always like a hit or miss kind of crowd, right? It just depends on if we're putting it together, because if we're putting something together, we're going to put a lot of effort into like making sure that we're going to have people there. It's going to be a structured event that we want to present. A lot of times, like for that event where we were in Louisville, it was for a music festival and we really had no control. We had zero control over anything.
I went on at 5 o'clock on Thunder.
On Thunder over Louisville, the day of Thunder over Louisville at 5 o'clock. Like no one's gonna be there. And in fact, like when we were showing up, they had this really weird fucking like eclectic group of people that I couldn't tell if they were like freestyling or
freestyling for sure.
It was like an hour. It was a freestyle show for like an hour and a half straight.
Wow.
I look over at Eli. He was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
How are we gonna follow that?
How are we gonna follow that?
And you know what? And we did. That's the exact. We were the following act of that. Like we were the ones to go up next, and there was only 5 people out there. So I guess where I was kind of going with this is there are going to be shows where there's like no people, and then there's going to be bigger shows. And I feel like when we have a bigger crowd, it's because it's something that we put on, not something where we don't have any control over the marketing and things that we do like that. But I told him, like, even in those moments, it's reps, bro. We got to go out there and perform 100%. And get better. And even if one new person heard your stuff, like, still go out there and do it.
Right.
You know, you made a new fan that day. Yeah. So
the way I see it's like you're gonna have shitty performances.
Yeah.
You might as well get one out of the way in front of 5 people, right?
Well, it wasn't even that it was shitty. It was just really weird to be back.
I mean, like the vibes are like
it was definitely really weird to be back home. And like
not get the support.
It's just he and himself like nailed it. It was like so good.
We were literally just like looking, like Eli was over there just like dancing and shit. You know, it was just for us at that point. So it was a lot lot of fun, you know, and it's always content too.
There's nothing you can do when, you know, your opener runs everybody off. So
I mean, I feel like we known for that at this point now. Like, you know, there's definitely been shows that we perform and then people just dip.
Yeah. I've done that a couple times.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
a couple times at the Borough.
Yeah,
I've done that.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, I'm just excited that everything went really well. Like that was a whole ass production.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I fucking, you know, I spent so much money on those fucking flyers.
yeah.
You know, and everybody just left them there. There was literally a pile of flyers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but like I was okay with that because I'm like, bro, it looked great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had one on each one of the seats.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the haze was just nuts. The lights was wild. Like our timing was impeccable.
Yeah.
Like it was.
Oh, dude, one of the things I wanted to compliment you on, the artistic pause, but before intentional walk, and you could tell you just gathered everyone's attention.
Yeah.
And said for one moment, shut up.
Just listen.
Just listen.
Yeah.
And
like,
then
just listen.
That was so cool because everybody did. Like everybody followed suit. Everybody just got dead silent.
Yeah.
And it was just a moment. Everybody sat back and just went, "Whoa."
Yeah. And I think that's
This
what's
is
cool about the
man.
name too. Like the listening experience for me, it was called A Better Way to See, but it wasn't about. It's about hearing it, not don't rely on your eyes to interpret something. Like just listen sometimes. You know.
Exactly.
That's the better way to see.
I was going to ask you about that song because you talked about on the last pod, Intentional Walk. You all created that just like in silence after some really fucked up shit happened, right? And that was a while ago. This was like 4 years ago,
almost 4 years,
right? So you're like with this piece of art that like is also part of a super traumatic time of you for like 4 years straight. I want to know what it's like to like revisit that all the time and keep on coming back to it and trying to refine it because like, you know, there's obviously a lot of thought put into your album. These songs aren't just like, oh, you came up with it in 3 months and like boom, album. Like, no, you like sat with something very, very personal and very like, you know, traumatizing in a lot of ways. I want to know what that felt like. Like, you know, did it sound like that like from the beginning or was that
Intentional Walk?
Yeah.
No, it's had like some a lot of like polish from Eli.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the beginning of it, you know, most of it we did.
You would recognize it as the song if you heard the first cut of
For
it.
sure, no doubt.
But there was a lot, especially as we were talking earlier about how do we incorporate songs we do in an album and a other group of songs, and I think a lot of that came later when a little bit down the line, once the end of New Worlds happened, we had my buddy Carl Washington come and we recorded him doing. He brought a cello, a bass, and a violin.
Oh, I know Carl.
Yeah.
Carl's-
Everybody fucking knows
Everyone
Carl,
knows
bro.
Everyone knows Carl.
He's a legend.
dude.
Shout out Carl.
Shout out Carl.
But
bro.
I had him come over and I had some string stuff that I really wanted to get on the record. The main thing being at the end of New Worlds at the very beginning. And I think in that sessions when we started doing more kind of theatrical endings to the Intentional Walk song and kind of working on that big climactic like chorus part there. And it's funny, it that song really, it initially was building and building and building and building and building, and it was going to end at this very big ending. But ultimately, we decided on letting the chorus be this impactful thing, and then cutting it to just the acoustic at the end, rolling it out, and going into Faith and things like that. But no, for that Intentional Walk song, just like many others, I think once the core of the song gets put down, as we sit with it for a little while, we end up finding some things that we want to refine and fine tune with it. That's one side of it, though. On the other side, after this one, we hope to not sit on records as long and really just get them out.
Yeah.
Not at the sake of quality, but it's
You're better at this point.
well, yeah. Okay,
right.
so we have a bit more of an idea, and we can more accurately land on target at a quicker amount of time. And I think it's just a thing where it gets really complicated when you have so much music you have to figure out how it gets released.
It's kind of an art form and like knowing when
How to convey
stop.
it all.
Knowing when to stop too. We could sit and revise songs.
Go for it. It's right in there.
We could sit and revise songs unlimited amounts of times.
Yeah, no doubt.
There, and I think there is a lot.
Show the fuck up.
Hey, we want to take
Look who loves the podcast.
How was that pool party?
This new studio. I already tell the way Juice be sitting way too low.
Yeah.
He said, hey, but you better go ahead and lift up in them cheeks, dude.
Yeah.
Nah, you good, bro. You good. All right,
How's our pool party, man?
Yeah. Yeah, buck wild.
I'll tell you that. That's a fact, dude.
Right. Brady invited enough fat bitches to overflow the pool.
Let's just say it was Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, I see. I see.
Okay, it's okay though.
Cannonball.
We have a good time. I don't mean to interrupt.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Stuck in Static. We'll be right back after a quick break. Welcome back, Stuck in Static. We got Hunter on the podcast finally. Brady is too drunk to be here, so that's that. I would like to take a quick moment of silence. Today is actually a very important day, May 26th. 7 years ago, the world changed. I'm convinced that the timeline split when Harambe died. R.I.P. to Harambe. We do a quick moment of silence.
You bring
Cincy
gorillas in
King.
here?
I said moment of silence, Hunter. Thank you. Anyways, back to the podcast. R.I.P. Harambe. Hunter, welcome back to the pod. How was the pool party?
I'm happy to be here. I will say there may be a bit of slur, only because I just was in a hot tub drinking. I think the word I'm looking for is alcohol.
Yeah.
And when you're in a hot tub getting a staph infection, I'm telling you what, bud.
You're gonna need that alcohol.
I sat in there for a second and I went. Brady said, "Hey, it's 8:30." I said, "No, it's good." I said, dude, a hot tub changes the perception of reality. I'm telling you that.
Makes those
I
hemorrhoids
haven't
feel
been
real
in
good.
a hot tub in a minute, honestly. Like,
Wait, speaking of which, Yoku, you go to LAC?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a hot tub in there, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, like, it always
Wait.
fucking smells in there and
Yeah.
shit.
There's always old dudes just
Okay,
chilling in there.
let's kind of come back for a second. Yoku Naru.
Yeah.
You went to a high school with a hot tub, dog?
No. LAC is Lexington Athletic Club.
Yeah,
Gym.
Yeah, it's a gym.
I thought we were talking about LA.
Hell no.
Did you think it was Lexington Christian Academy?
Hey, don't you be throwing that west side out. Don't you be throwing that fucking.
Hunter,
Was
you
the
are
last
drunk.
time fucking.
Wait, I can't do it. What is it?
Don't. Hey, this is.
North side.
This
Hey.
is a non-dominant Brian Station side. I'll tell you that.
North side. Hey, but I did go to LCA for a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, really? What happened with that?
Played
I'll tell you what
football,
happened.
so
I'll tell you.
I got
He's
kicked
wearing
out.
a pink sweater.
I got expelled.
Really?
Yeah.
You got that
it's
shirt there?
It's a hilarious story, actually.
What? Let's hear it.
So this was back in the era of burning CDs.
There better be a
And so
hot
I was
tub.
husling. I used to burn CDs and sell them at school.
Get the
Word?
fuck
Okay.
out of here.
Yeah.
1989 was crazy, dude.
Yeah. Bro, that's about the time I was in fucking middle
Shut the
school. That's crazy. Yeah, bro, 06. So yeah, I was burning CDs and selling them at school. And
burning crosses.
no, well, that would have definitely got me kicked out of LCA for sure.
Maybe that would do it, actually.
Sponsored by 84 Lumber.
And the principal brought me into the office and was like, "We confiscated some of the CDs you've been selling. They've got explicit lyrics on them." I was like, "Well, how do you know that I burnt them?" And he pulled one up, and it was like, it was by Juice or something. It was by Justin. I wasn't Juiced yet, but what got me kicked out was that got me to the principal's office, and then he said something real slick, like, "You're gonna end up just like your dad."
Oh, he's
Right?
throwing
Like,
some
like
heavy
two
blows.
real person, like, bro,
Heavy
like,
blows.
yeah, heavy blows.
Yeah.
At the time, my dad had just gotten out of jail, and so I called him, and I threw a chair at the principal, and they let's start there. All right, that's how.
You called him first,
Yeah,
then threw the chair?
no. I threw the chair, and
You
then
started the same way your brother when he went to jail. Yeah, everyone there is cool.
and so I called my dad, and I was like, "This is what he said," and he was like, "Oh, I'm on the way." And so my dad showed up and was like, "So what'd you say that got him all riled up?"
Yeah.
And he didn't say it. He was like, "Well, I told him you shouldn't be burning seeds." Like, that's not what you said.
Oh, shit.
You got a
That's
temper
not
like
what
that
you said.
though?
That's
You got a
like-
temper like that?
Not anymore. A lot of
Back in the day, a little KG, you gotta go?
A lot of weed later.
Yeah, you chilled out.
I've
yeah.
calmed down a little bit.
I tell you what, I remember the first time I went to a party after college, and it's after I graduated. We're standing in line in front of you guys know that bar over there. It's by the hill now. What is that? It
was like the paddock, yeah.
no, it's next to the paddock.
Other bar.
Yeah, other bar.
okay.
Bar.
So we go there for a Halloween party, and people stay cut in front of us. I don't care what you say as a man. Like, you're like, I've been waiting out here for like 8 hours. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, absolutely. It's October, dude, in Kentucky, dude. You can't negotiate if you need a tank top or a fucking sweater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're in there, we're sitting. they start talking shit and they roast my guy who's this tall white dude. They say Post Malone. He don't even look like Post Malone. I was almost more disrespected that like you couldn't even come up with a good comeback. So they start roasting us. We're bucking up. We're 28. This kid's probably 19. I'm like, guys, I think we should fuck him up. No, like
teach him a lesson.
But you learn not to cut line in like the lunch line at school.
That's
it's like
true,
the
though.
earliest lesson is don't cut line. Bro.
Yeah, you get fucked up for that.
You know,
No,
you will. And
over
then
there, Clay-
you call me Post Malone.
over there, I remember people cut in front of me. I remember this. It was the biggest black dude I ever seen. He looked like the Spirit of Africa. He was in there, bro. And I'm sitting there behind him, and he said, "You cool if I get in front of you?" I was like, "What am I gonna say?" Yeah, of course you're good. And then every time afterwards, he got in front of me. I said, "I need to do something. I need to do something." And I came up behind him. I said, "Hey, you're behind me." He said, "What's up?" I said, "Well, I was actually." I was actually standing here, and I just wanted to make sure you were cool with that because I know you've been waiting a long time as well. So, and he was like, "Oh, you want to get in front of me?" I said, "Yeah, I beat his ass, but it's whatever." Yeah, he knew what's up.
That reminds me, in high school, one of the first times that me and Jared became friends with our friends Josh, and Josh was like 300 pounds,
man.
probably like most likely to be school shooter kind
Yeah.
of vibes at this point.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for
Great
sure.
energy.
We were just like, well.
Great energy.
But the thing that was like so funny about Josh, he didn't care what he said, right? So I was just like hanging out with Jared in the pizza line with Josh, and then somebody cuts the line. And Josh out of nowhere just like, "Cutters go to hell." And just like, oh
hey,
shit, and then gets to the back line where it's
Josh
like,
is one of the most unique people you'll ever
that
meet.
guy
bro.
has something else going on.
He does.
He's
It's
really
called
good.
autism.
Yeah, it definitely is. This
I always
guy,
know people in the same neighborhood as mine.
bro, this guy was 300 pounds, right?
Facts.
And he discovered weed, and like he lost all of his weight because he prioritized being high.
Dude, he did.
Over like eating, because he found out that if you eat after you get high, you get less high.
Yeah.
And he lost like 120 pounds.
Dude, he went from Josh Gad to like Josh Brolin.
Yeah, dude, for real. Yeah, Josh is a shout out, Josh.
Shout out,
is an interesting
Josh.
cat,
Man's getting the MCU contract.
Bro,
Jeez.
Josh. Speaking of Josh, like not having a filter, right? Because
Yeah.
if you know Josh, it's like you have to let it slide.
You do,
right?
Yeah.
So he was in front of my granddad. My granddad's a preacher, like Southern Baptist conservative.
No
preacher.
way.
Yeah. And so he's saying something. He was like, "Fucking commies," or he said something, and my granddad he would always correct someone if they said anything like that in front of him. And he was like,
Correct him in the way of like, what do you mean correct?
like, hey, don't say that in front of my family. Like he's very much like defend the honor of the family.
Okay,
right?
okay.
But with Josh.
But with Josh, right? He's talking to Josh. And
Our
I think-
bloodline is pure.
Actually, I think the situation was my granddad was like mowing the yard, and Josh was like walking with him and talking to him at the same time. And he was like,
He was already like, this guy's a
yeah. So, and Josh was like just cussing up a storm, and my granddad was just like taking it because he knows he kind of had to.
Yeah.
You know, but he didn't have to, but he was told like Josh has no filter and he
Yeah.
won't have one in front of you. So just getting your heads up.
Even your granddad.
Even my
who's, like,
granddad was
super
like
old. He was just
super
like,
old and Baptist and like, oh man, and shout out Josh.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the Yoku Naru fans. Juice has slaves.
I was, I've always heard this story about when Juice, you came home, and Jared would tell me this about you came home drunk one night and fist fought your grandfather. And he,
No, it didn't go that way.
No, it didn't go that way?
No,
What's up with it?
No, so
Tell 'em how it is.
Yeah, so I showed
Get
up
that
super
truth out
drunk.
there.
Well, I showed up drunk one night and I was rowdy.
yeah.
Right. And I was like, I acted like I was grown. I was like 17 years old. I was acting like I was grown. I was like, I'm old enough to do this. I'm legally not old enough to do
Not
this.
even close. Yeah.
Like not even close to be able to do that. And so I try to like buck up because I guess that's. I'm a growing young little alpha male. Yeah,
big old defensive end
big
over
old
here.
swinging dick.
Still waiting on that growth of that neck.
Yeah, that's right. And so I'm looking at my granddad. My granddad's like, he's like, I'll whoop you. And I was like, well, let's get it on. What's he trying to do? He went and grabs a crutch and he's like, yeah, he's like taking a crutch and like crutching me back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you are from Kentucky.
I backed down.
Yeah.
The display of strength. I backed down.
Right. The pure alpha male intensity of
Yeah.
Ron Cook.
It wasn't the fact that you were fighting your grandpa. It was the fact that he was strong as fuck.
Let me tell you this. First time I talked shit to my grandpa, he's Gaelic, bro. He's like straight up out of Ireland. I thought it was so badass until one day I figured out he always used to call me an idiot. And I was like, oh, I thought it was so badass. So I was like, I'm a little idiot. I found out later that that's idiot.
Yeah.
And he was just calling me an idiot.
It's not even the Gaelic. It's just an accent.
He was just saying
He's like, "You
idiot.
idiot."
It's not even something cool in Gaelic, dude. I wish I had a crutch to beat his fucking ass, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Goddamn bullshit. But I know I kind of came in late. We kind of, where were we picking up at? Because I came in late. How was the show? I know that you guys already, but I'm trying to hear that. What's up, dude? That seemed like that was fucking insane.
It literally was. Like, I'm still on the high. I'm gonna be on the high for a while because we really got to do something
Fancy
super
Yeah.
historic.
I'll edit it out. Don't worry. Yeah.
Now you go.
That was fire though, actually. But yeah, no, it was a good time. We packed the house out. I think there was only like 2 seats that was empty. My mom and dad was there. They've been able to like see a bunch of shit that we've been doing lately. They actually texted me last night and they were like, my mom was like, I can't wait to see you on the BET Awards. I was like, Mom, I don't even be watching that shit anymore, bro. I want to be watching the BET Awards.
Is BET still around?
Yeah,
dude.
for sure.
I just don't watch TV like I used to.
Nah, I mean they be playing like Baby Boy and shit every day.
I think you're thinking of the WET.
CMT, yeah, I'm gonna be on that shit too.
But like, I gotta say this. I was from Dylan. What are you doing over there, big British boy? Yeah, I remember that from last time. Big British. Does he sound the same way this time?
Yes.
Put a little thing on it, like that. Put a little thing on it, like that.
I'm telling you, bro.
But I do want to say this. So I know from the last time you guys were on here, and I got to give mad respect, was that like usually when people say stuff, right? Like we're gonna get this going, we're gonna do this. It's not necessarily hot air, but it's like, all right, down the line,
We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see. But like you guys actually like were pushing for this.
For sure. I was actually, y'all were a part of that plan the whole time as well. Cause originally I wanted to have an after party and I wanted to be able to do the pod live with you guys, fresh off of being able to watch that.
Yeah.
But like as you're putting shit together, there's things that kind of go left and different things like that. So, I just tried to simplify at the end of it because it felt like it was a lot going on.
Yeah, man, that was your night for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but like,
your all's night.
Yeah. It's we're
So
all in it together.
how did that night compare to other nights you're kind of out?
I mean, bro, that was the first time we've ever done something like that. So
When you say something like that, and you guys may have hit this already, but like when you say that, like what do you?
So it was it was a listening experience because the project is already out.
Okay.
So people are already knowing what it sounds like, but I wanted to put it into a new context for them to feel something. So when they came to the show, it wasn't like I was out there with my mic performing. I just had the album actually playing, and it was more theatrical. Like when I walked out, I walked
theatrical,
out.
okay.
Yeah. So like I had the burn fit that I've been like running through the forest with on
From that video.
Yes.
Okay.
So
okay.
this was like the
You
retirement.
don't show me that shit. That shit was fire.
Yeah, bro. Like this was the retirement party for that fit. Like that fit was all for American Manga. Like that character for American Manga. So I came out in that fit and like, I'm looking around like I had just landed back, on Earth. And we just kind of went from there. And then I got about halfway through it to this song we have called The More the Merrier, where it's just like it's an interlude and it's just like keys. And Eli's sister actually came out there and did like an interpretive dance. Like,
By the way, that was awesome.
No shit.
That was awesome.
yeah. So
And hold on, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said that she completely forgot what she had prepared and just completely improv'd all of it.
yeah, we were
That is dope.
we were joking about that too, because she was like, I just I choreographed something, and because it was only like a minute and a half song. She was like, I choreographed something. She was like, at first I was just gonna wing it, but with it being so short and it has like all these intricate notes that she could use as a dancer, she was like, I'm just gonna choreograph something. And then she said she went out there and literally forgot the whole thing.
It did. You couldn't tell. It was incredible.
Yeah, and it wasn't like something we had choreographed with her or like
Right,
had to like check off on something she
Yeah.
was gonna do. We were like, no, just just do your thing. We'll see it once it's live,
Yeah.
But I think knowing her too, it may have been a mixture of being like in the moment, like she may have knew what she had, but she may have felt more confident and just freely going for it.
Well, I mean, also we didn't get a chance to really do a sound check or a run through. This was all very put together, and things came together the way they did. So Brooklyn didn't get a chance to run through that choreography with the song, like on that stage, and do that. And I think that there's a level, even though that she had practiced it to the song, like being able to actually do it in the area that you're going to be doing it in. At least a couple times before you do it, it just kind of like cements it. Like, okay, I've done it. I've ran through it. I can do it. She didn't get a chance to do that. So, you honestly couldn't tell. I mean, she went out. And killed, she went out and killed it. And
I mean, that speaks to her artistry too.
Right.
She is incredible.
The whole event was like that. Like I told y'all, like when it comes to experiencing it, like I was just as much of experiencing that as anyone that didn't know that showing up what they were going to get into. Yeah, so it was like his brainchild, right? He put that together. As far as the contributions of what we did, it was more on the audio side of it. Yeah. But this event was more like how he wanted people to come and experience the album for the first time.
It was a great experience too. Like it was. It allowed me to like almost step out of being myself, and I got to be a fan in that moment, and that was cool. Like that's something that like as when we started when I first joined this podcast, like that was one thing that I had talked to Hunter about is like I want to be able to talk to people who have had an influence on me through their art, and so being able to have you back on and truly thank all of you for putting together something that has had a real influence on me. That's a cool moment for me. So that's
and that's what I'm saying too, is that like I, not to talk shit, but I was like, all right, they're gonna do a show. You know what I mean? Like I was like, they're gonna do a show. Like everyone always hears that. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna do a show, but like legit, it was like within 2 months, probably when you guys were on here. Like that took some. You guys were hustling.
Oh yeah,
bro. That was
you guys were hustling.
Like I felt for the first time like a real like industry kind of like caliber artist. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit really felt like tour.
Yeah.
And like for us to be able to put it all together ourselves, like I ain't gonna lie, bro, it was stressful.
Yeah.
Like down towards the end, it was kind of stressful. Like putting all the lights up and shit. Like that took hours, bro. Way longer than I thought it would. And then like, you
always goes, man.
Yeah. And like, I also just, I really was just like, bro, you're going to run into snags today. Don't fucking worry about it. Like it's going to be fine. And so like there was like little things here and there, nothing major like that put a damper on the production or anything like that. But there was one moment where this was funny as fuck. I was actually just thinking about this. There was maybe like 2 songs in or something, and I felt like the lights hadn't changed. And I literally looked up at Chris, and I was like, I'm like, bro, do something with the fucking lights, like. But I don't know if like that was his plan or anything like that. But like I had been bouncing around for a little bit and the lights were still green. And I'm like, are these gonna change?
So at that point, you guys had already known. Okay, this needs to be a color like during that and everything.
I mean, so
it was just sitting?
He did all of the light designing, and so like I didn't get to see the run of the show, like how it was gonna look until I was in it.
Right.
Like, all day long he was messing around playing with the lights, doing different things. But like, as far as, to each song, like, because everything was pretty much syncopated up.
Yeah.
I had no clue what it was going to look like.
Yeah. He was doing all the lights like real time and like we got no run through really. And up until like 15 minutes before we opened the doors, we were still trying to get the lights like set up and everything.
Yeah, it was.
So like I told you earlier, it's like, one of my biggest, I feel like, the mental things I try to overcome is I overthink shit. Right. Yeah. I get anxious when shit doesn't go the way I feel like it should. Yeah. And so I'm overthinking it like, oh shit, is this gonna work out the way we want it to? Mm-hmm. Right. You know, yeah. And, you know, from my experience, I probably should chuck because it all came together. Everything's going to work out the way it's going to work out.
For sure.
Regardless.
No doubt.
So you could overthink it, but, you know, shit worked out.
As time goes, you kind of see what you wish went better about something, and then you're able to address it and just make it happen on the next one. I think for the lights, something we want to figure out, or I want to figure out with Chris too, is how to, you know, really make it respond to the music. But when not so much like him knowing the song and knowing when to trigger things, but letting the music be the deciding factors of what happens to the song. So literally it's feeding, like, you know, like saying, okay, we have these core group of lights, and the light control board will literally get fed the audio, and anytime something happens from 0 hertz to 100 hertz in the sub frequencies, it'll make those lights move, and then anything frequencies higher to that in a certain range will make these lasers do something. You know?
And I'll tell you this, I literally thought you were just talking about renting a car. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying in general, like when you hear this stuff outside of this, you forget how much goes into it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? And I think it's cool to see you guys now, to where like you're at the point to where like, all right, we've made the music, right? We've got the music, but now how do we tell the story with it?
Right.
And I feel like that's hard too, because I feel like you have to kind of, when you're up and coming and figuring all this stuff out, it's like, all right, do we focus more on this, or do you focus more on like where we're going, how the story's being portrayed and stuff like that? So I feel like that's hard, man. It's gotta be hard, because like everyone here has their idea of like what we're trying to tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think all of us, for instance, last time I went to a rap concert, I was just unimpressed, dude. Because most of the time I go there, they've already got the same rap trap playing on the speakers, and they just rap on it. You know what I mean?
Don't get me started.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's
literally
just,
don't get me started.
And it takes away. That's why Yoga, I actually want to say this to you earlier. I found this group and they blew up at Coast Contra. Like them dudes, that fucking East Coast style to where they're just flowing.
Yeah.
I love. I don't know if I'm more of a rap or hip hop. I think I'm more in the hip. But like, dude, I just love something about a flow.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like I love something about like. It's just so much character. You know what I mean? And I think like that's where that's where the hard part comes in. Is that like, all right, well, we have our music. We have our beats, we have what we're trying to say, but now all this other shit, light, story, you know what I mean? Like it's a different ball game.
I'm just, you know, I'm a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like I watch my favorite people do it to this level, and I'm like, bro, we're just gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna make it look and feel like that. I remember, like, I've probably only been to like 10 concerts in my life, I'd say.
Really?
I've been to
to like 7 of them with you.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't go to my first concert until I was like a sophomore in college.
Wow.
Yeah, my first concert actually was a Wiz Khalifa concert in Chicago.
Yeah.
I was
so
high I lost sight.
Bro, it was it was nuts. So Kendrick Lamar opened for Wiz Khalifa. Wow.
That's ass backwards.
Yeah, crazy, right?
It really is.
So Kendrick Lamar opened, and then Chevy Woods came out, then Mac Miller.
Chevy Woods,
bro. This is like when Wiz smoking. You know what I'm saying? Smoking, bro.
I haven't heard that
Like,
name in years.
yeah, exactly. Like that. It was that time where Wiz was king for a little bit, bro.
Oh
Was that
yeah.
on Paper Planes?
Cushion
was-
Orange Juice.
this was-
That was the era.
Yeah,
where
no.
Wiz was on top of the world.
I'm
Cabin Fever.
trying to think
Yeah,
like
that's
what
probably
project he had out, but I mean, this is like when he was dating like Amber Rose and shit like that. Like he was at the top of his game, no doubt. But that was my first concert ever. But I remember going to the Travis concert in Cincinnati and seeing that and literally leaving going, that's what it's supposed to look like. Like
I will say as well as like, you know, when it comes to like presenting this at the same time, like he always has really creative ideas, but I think it's outsourcing, it's knowing what your strengths are and putting your ideas in the hands of your best resources. So reaching out to people like Chris and Angel, who he outsourced for the event, right, in the space. So it's kind of relinquishing some of the pressure of controlling everything and letting other people help you get there. And that really is kind of generalized across anything you're trying to do, right? Like, you can't do everything by yourself.
It's definitely generalized for everything that we do. You know, there's not one person that does it all. Right.
Well, I feel like when you have a project like American Manga, right, like you are creating an audio experience, but it inherently like kind of tailors to a visual, like what is the visual part of this, right? And like, I'm sure you have ideas for visual things to do, but like having to outsource that and trust someone else to make that happen for you, I imagine that's like can be stressful, because like last minute it didn't come together till the last minute, right? But like going forward, you could work with the same people and then like really choreograph that to be
locked in even more.
And I gotta say this too,
cool.
like from working with a group of people. Like when you're trying to identify what you're trying to do, you have the guys that are making the music and you have the one that's singing. So I knew you guys are both going, well, that's not really what I'm, you know what I mean? Like that, is that where we're like, you know what I mean? I mean, the way like with the pod, like when we're trying to figure out stuff of how to move forward.
Sure.
We're just trying to like spitball and figure out, but we're working with 4 different minds. You know what I mean? Like, so
for example, hold on, I'll do an example. We made a video last week with all these Zyn cans, right? We're trying to get Zyn to promote us, please, Zyn, sponsors. But like, I remember we were sitting here doing this thing. We had scripted it out, and it was like getting Hunter to stick to a script, right? Is getting like a toddler to learn calculus. Like it's fucking impossible.
Off script, man. You gotta live off script sometime.
I was like, it's on script, but I'm like, here's what I did.
Smartest calculus baby right here.
Doubt, serious doubt. Anyways. But like the way that like we got it to happen, I was like, we made a music reference. I made a music reference to Hunter. I was like, look, you can play in the key of G. You can play whatever notes that you want, right? But like, you have to make those notes make sense, right? G is your guardrails, right? You can play an F sharp minor if you want. But if you can get back to G, you're good. You're in G.
Your root note.
You're still in F mixolydian, and that makes no sense going over this shit.
He did hit my autism spectrum right there. But I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Right? So I remember just like being like, all right, look, dude, here are the guardrails. We're in this key. You can go out of the key if you want. You gotta finish in the key though. Right? And then like that kind of like made it click together. And I was like, man, this is where like, because like Hunter is the guy that he's just like anything production wise, like he produces thoughts. Like you would like a fucking waterfall, dude. 99% of them make no sense. But as soon as we put the guardrails on things, and we let it bounce back to it, it's like, oh shit, now this is really like, we had some improv skits go really well that were fucking hilarious recently. And it's just like, we need each other. At the end of the day, we need each other to like make this work.
And I think it's also like chemistry and
I was gonna say, you do find especially with a team and working with people like that, you find that when you're consistent into the time frames of years doing it together, that some of those things are just things that get ironed out in the earlier stages to where now, I mean, we can honestly do a lot without even saying words to each other.
I say like, it's like a trust level. It's like, you got to let the process be the process.
Right.
You know, and, you know, it's not going to sound the best when you're starting the process, right? But it's the trust level and the chemistry of working with people for long enough where it's like, well, I'm going to let him do this process. Right. And I trust him to get where we're going because I know ultimately he gets the overall arc of what we're trying to do.
Well, and I think that is 100% important. And there's also the concept too of knowing how someone else on the team works and not like interfering with it earlier on.
Correct.
So just like being like, okay,
so basically shut the fuck up.
No, well, and it's like knowing like, okay, if this doesn't pull into a course for the greater idea of what we're trying to do right now after the next 20 minutes 30 minutes, I'll hit my suggestion.
Well, Eli, let me ask you this. So have you come into those moments with everybody where you're having that moment with like, shut the fuck up? You know what I mean? Like to where you're like, dude, let me just tell you what I'm trying to fucking do.
I mean, so I think
there he is.
No. Earlier on, I feel, and here's why it's not okay to do that soon, because I have had better success waiting, because what I would have suggested would have been worse than what they actually were able to figure out for
So
themselves.
when you say waiting, you mean like just letting it
just
play
letting
out?
it go. Don't say anything.
Okay.
Just understand they're doing something and something's happening and there's a process going on.
So Juice, in the same way, because you guys are both doing this, like, do you do that in the same way?
100%, but it's the same thing. It's like I hear something in my head, and it's gonna 100% be something different than what he hears in his head if we're working on something together, right? But I don't say anything similar because I know I've worked with him long enough to know his track record is he's gonna find something, right? And if he doesn't at a certain point, usually we have this like we'll tap out, like tap in,
Yeah.
you know,
Seriously,
like,
literally, we'll high five and get off the desk and like
tap in.
Yeah,
I'll be like, yo, you hear anything?
Yeah.
You know. And so I don't say anything. I'll sit there and I'll vibe, and I might make a suggestion here and there.
Yeah.
Like if he hits something he didn't mean to hit, I'm like, ooh, that was hard.
I'm like, ooh,
like,
yeah,
dude, go
yeah,
back
yeah,
to that.
yeah,
Go
yeah,
back
yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
It's really like we're all creating
Yeah.
the same thing. It's just like, you know, we're doing it from different angles to just make this one fucking puzzle come together.
That's one thing I'm excited about in this next like 6 months for us is like we've finally gotten to the point where we trust each other.
Yeah.
And we trust each other's creative process.
I don't trust nobody.
For the
Trust is
most
a very
part.
strong word.
For the most
I know he's
part.
not here, but that Brady kid's a little sketch.
He probably is here.
He's floating face down in the hot tub right now.
You just left.
No, he's good. I took care of him before he left. I put my twisted tea on his back. He's floating sure.
Did you give him a little pat down with the wet washcloths? Make sure he does it.
I always gonna make sure my listen.
Hetero life mate.
This is bald head companionship to where if I know if he's getting overheated, I'm gonna take a little washcloth to his head, make sure my baby's okay.
Blow on his neck a little bit.
Absolutely, Eli. I know you know what's up.
The point
Yes,
I was
sir.
trying to make is I feel like we're finally hitting a workflow to where it's far more productive than we were at the beginning, and we're hitting our stride to where we're trying to hit as many points as we can. As far as we're hitting socials harder now, we're trying to get our name out there on a more consistent basis and in a way that kind of gives more insight as to who we are.
The
So,
intimidating thing about stride to me is like when you get a stride. My big thing is that like I first off, I love social media, but I hate social media.
Same.
Yeah.
I hate trying to play to the same shit that everyone's trying to do, and I hate doing that shit.
It's corny.
But it sucks because it's like, well, I'm trying to be successful.
Yep.
And it sucks that I have to almost meld what I'm trying to fucking do.
Yeah.
And it's irritating because that's what I'm facing now, to where like I don't, as loud spoken as I am, I don't like all this shit of like in my face and like, you know what I mean? Like I don't, I'm not a big fan of that. Like I act like I'm like this wide-eyed fucking kid and like want to be the fucking center, but I really don't. Like I like doing that with my group.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
And I mean, you see your favorite, like, you know, influences not do that shit.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's not doing fucking, you know, TikToks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And that's what's so irritating about it is that like, I think the balancing act for me right now is that like, all right, how do I stay who I am to where I'm having fun and like this is just a group of friends having a good time.
Right.
And then it goes to where, all right, let's figure out this algorithm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's
And-
bullshit. I think it is bullshit.
That's where we're trying to find a balance of like where we know we need to post just to have numbers coming into the page just to bring attention to it, but still maintain our creative.
I think the biggest thing on that definitely goes back to the having a team thing.
Yeah.
There's a point where you need to man it yourself and like try to understand what that accomplishes as far as like marketing and masses and stuff like that. I think where it turns south and gets sour is if you're creating stuff to market because you feel like it will connect with people.
Yeah.
Just continue to do the thing you do and then let that be what gets presented to people.
A big thing, a huge thing that I heard the other day was, am I trying to make my boys laugh or am I trying to make the camera laugh?
Don't make the camera laugh.
Exactly.
Period.
You know what I mean?
Never
like
make the
that
camera
hit me
laugh.
the other day and I was like, oh shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this is never about this shit.
No.
Like I love everyone listening.
For sure.
But
And
at the end of the day,
the connection
is-
should be about that.
this is always going to be my group.
Yeah.
Everyone watching, love you to death.
Right.
Like and subscribe. But I'm going to say you're not through the thick.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're
is.
not through the thick.
Yeah, I think as long as we never lose our
But it's tough.
just being our genuine selves,
Yeah.
then we'll be all right.
And that's where the
Like,
charm comes from. And,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily people, it won't be about people wanting to be in the group. They'll want to hopefully be inspired to have their own group to do that with.
Yeah, and so like
You know what I mean?
One of the things that we were talking about trying to do more social stuff is one of the things that we're going to try to start doing is like have 4 different segments once a week where individually we get to just sit in front of the camera and talk about something that is on our mind for the week.
Yeah.
And so like it's just trying to build a more personal connection with people as opposed to selling out to make a point.
I like the word charm that you used.
Yeah,
because that really
that's a good
is
word.
the charm of it. Is that like we are? That's what I like found.
Yeah.
And a big inspiration for this for me and Dylan, I think, was the Flagrant 2 podcast.
Yeah.
And you look at the Flagrant podcast, and like, yeah, they're hilarious. But at the same time, you look at their Instagram, you're like, they're going to fucking Spain, right?
Yeah.
They're doing all this shit. It's like, I want that.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
that so bad. That like group cohesiveness that like people are like, oh my God, I wish I was having as much fun as
Yeah.
you.
Well,
It's
and
like,
that's
because like
where-
when we have fun with each other, there's no better feeling in the world.
Well,
That's
it's
where
'cause
their
it's
best
authentic.
stories
It's
come from
authentic.
too.
Yeah.
That's
It's
where their
authentic.
best stories come from too. Is just being around each other and having a laugh and having a drink together, and
Yeah.
it's off
Well,
camera, and you don't have to put on some fake face, and then you come on camera and you talk about it.
Yeah.
you tell the
Facts.
story.
Facts.
Like that's a beautiful thing in my
Yeah,
eyes.
if you're trying to be funny, you're not gonna be funny.
No, not
Right?
at all. Yeah.
You know, so yeah, right. But I feel like it's got to be authentic. Otherwise, people are going to look at it and immediately it's not going to catch the way you want it to.
No.
You know, so people, I feel like if it's authentic and people are looking at you and they can tell you're passionate about something,
Yeah.
right? They'll connect with that.
Yes. Yeah.
They'll connect with that. Let you focus on doing what you want to do the best you can do it. Let the rest of the shit work itself out.
And I'll tell you why that's ultimately important is because you can't have consistency the other way. You can have consistency being candid and authentic with each other because that's naturally who you are and what will continue to happen and be the thing that people like about it. But if you constantly try to be on top of this like curve that you feel
Yeah.
like's appeasing to people, you will burn out and you won't be consistent.
Because
at all.
at the end of the day, when you're trying to do that, you're not who you are when you started. that.
Yeah, and who you are is the most consistent thing you could be.
And I think that, like, dude,
And that's
I'm telling you, man.
That's a big thing we struggle with early on. Is like I feel like we were always trying to find like our niche.
Yeah.
Like you don't build your niche finds you.
Right, yeah.
That's-
Or-
well, and here's what I thought about the other day. Our niche is this. I got a genius Paris Crosby over here. I got a down-to-earth motherfucker who knows everything about everything.
Nice.
I got a dude who can bullshit his way through a fucking college exam. And I got a Brady Wilson who will make you always feel like I'm not doing so bad. You know what I mean? Like,
Who's also floating face down in a hot tub right now. R.I.P. Brady.
But like that,
it's just hot tub water. He's good.
that like consistency piece is very, very real because you know like some people try and rely on motivation and motivation is just very, very fleeting. So like you have to just like.
So when you say fleeting, you mean like it's just
it just comes and goes. Motivation comes and goes, but like consistency, bro. If you're consistent, you're fucking there. You're doing it. Like,
So
no
look-
matter how you feel, you're doing it.
If you go to your job every day, right? And then, you know, you good at your job because you put the hours, they train you, you do that 40 hours a week, right? But, you know, you want to do this for a living, but you're not giving that the same kind of attention, right? You're not doing that. That's not your authentic. You're not showing the same level of attention to it, even though that's what you're passionate about. It's like, as a fan, what right do you have to ask me to like look into what you're doing every day if you're not even willing to do this every day yourself?
Yeah.
Facts.
This leads me to a question that I want to ask you all because obviously, you know, doing music, doing podcasts, doing any sort of art is ultimately a hobby at first, right? At what point were you all like, nah, like this could be real?
I'll say, look, I knew early this is what I wanted to do. Super early. I used to skip class in high school and go to the computer labs and make beats on FL Studio demo that I installed myself, right? And then we had this Andover Mafia thing, right? And that's back.
Jared and I would listen to those religiously.
Dude,
bro.
we went viral. What the solidifying thing for me was we went like viral before going viral was a thing.
Yeah.
And we had people like reaching out to us like, dude, we go to school at Duke and like, dude, this is the funniest fucking song I've ever heard.
Yeah,
we were Lonely Island before Lonely Island.
Bro, y'all did a Shibuya.
Yeah,
one
all
time.
kinds of stuff.
Bro, me and
Shibuya.
Jared listened to that so much. We did our own shit to that.
Bro,
dude, some of the shit y'all made early on was the funniest shit we had ever heard.
We lost track of it though because then people in the group try to get serious, and I'm like, dude, I'm not a rapper, dude. Like, you know, like this is not what I want to do. I start, and then what I did is I started making the beats for our own songs, and I was like, well, this is my end game. I'm clearly not going to be a rapper or recording artist, so I got into like more of the production side of it, and like the rest was history. I awed it out, you know. That was my ought.
Yeah, Yoku. What about you?
Super dedicated to it.
At what point were you like? Because you played baseball too, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you were doing a lot of other stuff. At what point were you just like, wait a second, this music thing is like real? I could really do this.
Pretty much right after I was done.
So I just want to see what that sounded like.
I'll edit that out. Don't worry.
Make sure everything soundboard's
we
queued
can edit
up.
that out.
That shit hits
I guess
so
we have to
bad.
keep
Guess
it
what,
now.
guys? It's
Fuck.
called bourbon. It's all
It's
calm
called don't
down.
touch the buttons when you don't have to, dude. There's
Don't tell me not to do it.
Touch them all.
there's a card right there that says which button is everything. And
Thank you, Paris. Thank you, Paris.
Look,
that was the Phantom button. Yeah, that was Casper.
Let me tell you this. Carry on.
All right, Yoku. At what point? So you said after baseball was
Yeah.
done, like in college, your college career was done. You're just
Yep.
like,
yeah, I was. I definitely remember the moment. I think about it a lot, but I was just in my room, and I have the same mini fridge in my room now as I did when I was in college, and I had. So backing up a little bit, during baseball, me and my roommates, when we lived together, we used to just kind of record on this like shitty ass MacBook, shitty ass mic. And we would make songs and we would fucking take those back to the locker room and like people would just listen to them and shit.
Yeah.
And like they was loving it, but it was, I mean, we was rapping about smoking weed and shit, you
Yeah,
know, some
yeah.
bullshit.
That's how it always goes.
y'all
Yeah.
playing hype songs like in the locker room?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit?
we're playing our shit in the locker room and like
okay.
people are fucking with it.
Yeah.
But like I'm still not thinking that like I'm going to be a musician at all. I'm still, you know, I'm playing baseball. I'm thinking
Yeah.
I'm doing that shit.
Just having fun. Yeah.
Oh shit! So like it was kind of
Yeah, it was like literally like right at the end of my career is really when I started to like make music.
was it growing during that period? Like you were like, damn.
I
dude.
mean, no, a little
was
bit.
it infringing on the baseball or was that before?
Nah.
Okay,
No, not at all. But like as soon as I was
that's
done,
why you got big ass quads, dog. I was curious about
I be
that.
hitting leg day twice a week.
Nah, don't be lying. Dude.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
swear to
bro.
God.
Hey,
Ask
hey,
Eli, bro.
LAC club right
I'm
here.
telling
Let's
you,
go.
bro.
I'm telling you, you got to do it
I
twice
just
a week.
look
I'm
at his
telling you.
eyes. I know he does 2 lunges.
Yeah,
Shut
2
up.
lunges holding them hundreds, boy, holding them big dogs. But yeah, I mean, like once I was done, and I remember weed really like. I mean, I know it does this for a lot of people, but like that really like took my sense of music like to a different place. Like I remember like when I first started smoking, I would get high as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you would just be so fucking high. But like when you're that high and you're listening to music, it's like a trip.
Dude,
Yeah.
and that's what kind of sucks about it too, is that like I love music, right? I love music. I don't have an ear for it like Dylan or Paris does. But like when I'm listening to something that I truly enjoy,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, dude, weed makes it so much better.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so
It
great,
definitely-
dude.
it-
Like
I know we were talking about Wiz earlier, but he got a bar where, you know, he says everything is better when you're high. And like, bro, especially music.
Bro.
Like,
Can I be honest with you? People like yourself who you don't really like give yourself a lot of credit for your music taste. Your opinion is probably the most important. And I'll say that because you don't know why you like it or why it's good. You just know it's good, right? You
That
know,
way you know it's hitting him. at a
it's
different
your
level.
your subconscious that's telling you I like this. It's connecting with me on some level. If you're a musician and you play it for other musicians, they're going to technically like, ooh, I like how you did that. I like how you raised this, and they're going to see all the details. you're not going to see some of that stuff lots of times. You're just going to listen to it and you know it makes you feel good.
Yeah,
Right?
and that's the
That's
biggest
so
thing.
true.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm in situations where I DJ, events, or I have the chance to play music for people, and I'll throw in a song of his, and it's a super unbiased opinion because those people have no idea, and I don't have the chance, nor will I give my chance to explain to someone why I think the song's cool. I just hit play and see if it does its job.
Yeah.
So that is honestly these little sly moments that I'll do is just let it. And if I see people bopping or heads moving, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to stick to, vibe check pass. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I don't, and that was another big thing too. Like, again, I had heard there's a very renowned engineer. His name's Andrew Sheps, but
God, he sounds British.
he lived in England for a very long time.
God,
but
he did. Yeah, he did. That was more towards Eli. From last time.
Like Eli knew him from back in the day.
What he says, hold
me and
on.
Sheps got like that.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I just had to come for you. I love it.
But he said something of that effect too. I was watching one of his lectures and he was like, it doesn't, as an engineer, you can get really caught up on the cool techniques and like the gear that you use to do some shit, but like nobody is gonna most people are not gonna understand it nor care to give it the credit of what it is. So it's like, me as an engineer, the realms that I work between are myself, the music, the gear, and the mixing of it. But what I really ultimately need to be working for is the realm that you get to listen and being from the speaker to your ear. What happens in between those moments? Well, and that's how you have to mix.
Well, I'll tell you this, Yoku. Like straight up, I was like you came on. I was like, yeah, I'll listen to Yoku. I'll listen to Yoku. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, yeah, I'll listen to it.
That's how it always goes,
dude. And honestly, Dylan sent me it, and then finally one day I was like driving home. I was like, put it on. I put it on. I was vibing.
No, tell it right. I was driving you home, and you said,
I literally said this. I said, who is this?
Damn.
No, like for real. Like I'm very, I now realize, and I hate to say this, but I'm an old dude now when it comes to my music. For instance, like I'm so stubborn, bro. And I know you came on, but I was like, I'll listen to one or two. I'm just. My rap is what I grew up is my rap or hip hop, whatever it is. I'm very stubborn with it. Yeah. So like when Dylan, I literally learn a lot of this stuff when someone has to push it in front of me. Yeah. So we're driving back and dude, I had a good time. Yeah. And I said, wait, I'm hearing the beat and then I realized that the dudes who did the beat were in there with us, and I said, no fucking
bro.
Dude, I was like, Juice did that? I was like, Eli did that? Like I was just I kind of had like a full circle moment to where I was like, damn, dude, I'm being an old bitch.
Discovery is the best part of music because like everybody has their own timetable with discovering shit. You know what I'm saying? Like us in this day and age, we might end up listening to something that was created, years and years ago, and we finally, get hip to it, and we're like, what the fuck? Like I remember we were in Kansas a couple years ago, and we were all tripping balls. I mean, like it was a house full of the homies, and we literally had we made a big ass pot of just like shroom tea.
Let's go.
And one of the guys that was there, he was we were just outside, and he was talking to us about Daft Punk, and I had never really. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like the discovery of shit is wild, bro.
I got some new songs for you, Yoku. We talked about this last time. Bro. I got some jams for you, brother.
Yeah, please send them.
I got some jams for you.
Music,
I got some
bro.
jams.
Send them.
The discovery's never too late either, because you got to think on Stranger Things they push that song from the 70s. If only on the train, I'll push
it became the song of the summer.
This song comes out in the 70s, right? And so, what was it, circa 2019, 2020? Yeah. That song is now charting Billboard on Spotify. Insane. Top 10 in the US.
Crazy.
It was made in the 70s. Well, this lady is resurged. She's validated now. You know what I mean?
Ironically, that reminds me of the Drake's dad's quote and what song is
Only
real music's gonna last. All that other bullshit here today and gone tomorrow.
Well, also, it's what we talked about earlier. It's like it's like when you discover it, it's like stay true to what you're doing and just trust the process. Because when you find something, like you connect with it because like you're in the car and you're like, damn, like I know the guys that made those beats. He was in there in the house, right? And it's like once they hear you all, you meet somebody and they check out your stuff. It's like, I know that guy. Well, now you just gained another real fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And 1,000 real fans, 1,000 real people that support what it is that you do can change your life. Because
Literally, you can do this full time.
Yeah, full time with 1,000 real people. Like fuck 1 million followers, get 1,000 real people.
Yeah, facts.
All day.
Eli, I wanted to like follow up on the question I had them. Like, when did you really feel like, okay, music can be a viable choice for me? When was that?
This man's lived a whole other life.
I think for me,
Yeah, literally.
it was probably 2-3 years ago when it really happened. Pandemic actually was huge for me.
Trigger.
Yeah. But I've been doing this for probably 10 years, and I'd say that first
shit.
Yeah. I'd say the first 3 to 5, first 2, I was just kind of finding what gear to use, just trying to learn the stuff. There's a lot of learning curves for this.
Not to mention it's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. So much shit. And then you go from years 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm making stuff and I can get full songs out, but I had this kind of internal dialogue with myself. I was like, it's just not hitting for me, because I've listened to songs and felt the connections and been like, this is an incredible experience. And then I'd listen to my own stuff that I would work on. I'd be like,
which I feel like it's gonna be tough to hear your own shit.
I know, but I definitely was able to really put this very subjective angle on it to be like, it's not good. It's just not good. I know it's not good, and but I was like, it's okay that it's not good. Yeah. And then I would go into folds of okay, so why is it not good? And then what songs did I think were good, and how was it good compared to my song not being good? And then you're like, okay, well, let me work on those things. And then there's a time where you're like, okay, I'm actually getting the compliments, and you're getting these feedbacks, and it's really good. To talk on that real quick, I used to send stuff to people and be like, how cool is this? And they'd be like, it's all right. So
I still do that.
I stopped doing that. I 100% stopped doing that, because I'm like,
so what do you mean when you say that? Like people would send you stuff
No, I would send people stuff and be like, yo, check this out, thinking I'd done some huge feat of work that I've accomplished. And then they would say some weird shit, and I would be kind of discouraged about it. But in my mind, I was like, I really know what I'm trying to go for. Let me stop trying to get this external validation from people and just keep working on it. Yeah. And so there was a time, I would say close to 3-4 years ago, when especially people, I stopped getting validation from people, trying to do that. And people would constantly hit me up hey, can you help me make this better? Can you help me work on this stuff?
There it is.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm like, okay, let me give myself the confidence to push forward a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of became a spot where it was
when I was still doing music, I was one of those people. I was one of those people hitting him up
I don't do it for the validation. I don't send it for validation. What I will do is I'll send it and I'll be like, tell me what you think of this. Give me your opinions on this. Right. Yeah. Fuck validation, dude. Validation. I don't take advice from anyone who can't do what you can do.
I love some validation.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Hey, and honestly, at this point,
bro, that's human nature, bro. And you know what you do? You monetize on people like that. What I've told you is bro, get a Twitch stream, and you can have people submit their music, and it's you give the opinions of their music. I think that's dope, or I'll do that, right? And then
because
what you start making the money is use it's $3 or $5 to skip the line.
You've built a reputation that your opinion holds value.
Well, yeah, that's cool. I think that's a cool spot to be in, because I definitely worked a long time.
Don't you act hot-headed in here.
No, but I think at the end of the day, as far as the monetization part goes, and when I thought I could make a career, was when really I was doing so many favors. Yeah. At this point, I'm it's taking away from being able to pay a bill or something, so I have to flip it over.
That's crazy. The ghost button, dude. This fucking, look at this guy. He don't want those hands. I'll tell him that. But I would say this, dude. I feel like that's the hardest part. is that like everyone is always like, there would be the first one to say something about it, and then the next one to ask, how do I do it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always how it goes. It's always how it goes. And the thing is this, I feel like all of us in here, maybe not all of us, but my biggest thing is this, I'm always going to be my biggest critic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And the thing is this, I'd look for that external value just because I just need someone to tell me, and this is just me, it's not everybody, but I almost need that validation just to make sure that I'm doing the right thing.
Right.
And then when you learn that, hey, I like the way this sounds, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's all that matters.
For us, I mean, and this will be, you know, the same for you guys, and I'm sure it's the same for probably everybody, but there might be one piece of validation that just, where you're finally like, I don't need no more validation after this.
You've been validated at the highest level.
Like we literally have set in some
when
fucking
Willie
crazy...
Stein liked our reel from the last pod you were on, I was just like, we're done. We're good.
Bro.
Thank you, Willie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, shout out Trill.
Shout out Trill.
And I mean, like,
Trill.
Trill has said, bruh, Trill, you know, he just be on some different shit. Yeah. And I remember at one point he looked at me, he was like, bruh, do you want to, would you ever just make music and never put it out?
I remember that night. That was the night the Astroworld dropped.
Yeah, he was like, bro, would you be down to just like make music and people never hear it? And
I answered. I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah, bro. But at the end of the day, it's like you almost have to be prepared for that because it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you're making it for you really are making it for yourself anyways.
Yeah. I will tell you this. I don't know if this is how everybody feels, but you get to a point where you've done it long enough that validation no longer really. It's not that drug for you anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially if you know you got something,
right.
then you don't need to be validated.
Yeah, I will say like be real with yourself, right? It's okay to be confident in your abilities without being arrogant at what you do too, right? And that's kind of the split in, well, validation isn't paying my bills, and if this is what I want to do, I got to be able to articulate this in a way. If I hold a value to someone, what is that value? You know, so you get to a point where validation just doesn't cut it anymore. And a saying that I tell myself all the time to keep myself grounded is, I know I'm the shit, but I'm not shit. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm good at what I do, but on the bigger picture of things, who cares? Right?
Somebody's gonna be better than you, right?
Like, someone's gonna be better than me, 100%,
so
always. So just be confident in what you do, and
be better than yourself.
Be real with yourself. And validation is pointless. Now, that's not always true. Like I said, sometimes you get opinions from people that are like super high in your field, where it's like, okay, now that validation actually rings. That's the validation I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Right. But like sending it off to like these people, like to your friends, and say, hey, tell me what you think, and you're not getting the responses you hear. Like,
bro,
who cares?
When you brought up the fact that Trill was just like, if you made this and no one heard it, would you care? Like, one of my most salient experiences of college one day, it was after band camp my sophomore year.
Jesus
we're playing.
It's one time at band camp.
Yeah, this one time. Anyway,
did you stick your flute in your pussy?
Oh, dude, even better, bro. We were literally done with rehearsal, and we were like, yo, we're playing football after practice. Let's get it. We got our group of people to go. And we're playing, and literally 2 plays in, we notice Willie and his boy are just sitting on the side. Yeah. Like, we're just like, what's going on? And they're like, yo, can we play?
Yeah, true.
And we're just like, fuck yeah, bro. Are you kidding me?
That's like the most Trill story I've ever heard.
Bro, Willie takes all-time quarterback, and like we just have the best time of our lives playing with Willie on this. And I'm just like, bro, he did not have to do that.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he did not have to like come hang out with a marching band, but he knows that we come out there to support him and everything. And I'm just like, that impact on me was greater than anything I could ever imagine. And like, no one would ever see that besides a few people on Twitter that day that were just like, oh, check out this picture that he was on.
I was just like, French horn, what was that?
I was on saxophone, obviously. No, and marching band, it's mellophone, not French horn. So yeah,
sorry, I didn't know the root of French horn.
Yeah, anyway, but yeah, dude, that was one of like the craziest experiences to me, because I was just like, they are right here. Like these superstar people that are the pinnacle of, and that really changed my mind on Willie, because I was just like, you're just out. You're just like, you're just one of our.
That's,
like, you're not
the best part about Trill is he really makes. He takes the superstar shit out of the room, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and he's just a real person.
You hear all these wild stories about like some of the former the former basketball players that have been on campus, and then you hear stories about him, and you're like,
Yeah.
wait, this don't add up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he's not these other guys. Like it's weird.
I mean, like I remember being broke. All of us just being broke. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's a great time.
Yeah, and then to just be able to
It
see.
is. It is.
I mean, and especially because that's how the group really like came together. We was literally broke.
Yeah.
Ramen.
You know, barely. Little Caesars.
Ramen
4
is the
days.
best
I
pleasure.
hope you haven't
4
ovens.
days. Like, bruh, come on. Like, I'm talking about Little Caesars for fucking breakfast, lunch, and
Hey,
dinner.
my broke meal. I used to just like put butter on bread. Bread and butter.
Real shit. That shit probably slapped though.
Hey, it was fire, bro.
First off,
You don't get this figure by not eating bread and butter, okay?
by the way, y'all giving him way too much credit for just putting bread on butter. You're acting like some crazy shit. He said bread on butter.
I'm telling you though, if Eli
Like,
made
that
some
is
real,
toast.
No, but you don't toast the bread.
you let Eli
You
make
just
some
take the
fucking
bread
toast.
out and then you put butter on it and eat the bread and butter.
That was the key.
Yeah. Hey, look, let's try something different. Don't toast it.
Don't toast that shit.
Don't toast it.
It's fucking
Shit is fire.
a chunk of butter on that bitch.
spaghetti, and then like makeshift garlic bread. It was just butter on bread.
That shit gas.
No garlic. Still call it garlic
meals.
bread.
Broke meals.
If I went to my boy's house, he had broil on his oven, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yo,
You invite me for spaghetti dinner, you ain't get no crust, dude. He brings out some fucking bread with butter.
Yo,
Never again.
Oh man.
But I do it. So you guys been chilling here with us, coming like bringing back down to the Stuck and Static vibe. We got our board up here. So y'all gotta.
Oh, we gonna do it?
absolutely.
We gonna do
Y'all gotta help us. Oh yeah, y'all
It's
gotta help
always
us.
sunny is racist. We're already gonna get rid of that.
So Dylan, pick a. You want to go north, east, south, west? What do you want to do?
No, we'll let them choose the matchup.
All right, take a look at it.
North
We'll take a
side,
little
and
break real quick. We'll come right back and we'll go through it. All
Okay,
right.
but
Welcome back. We took a little break there to figure out this beautiful board we got here. We got the Yoku Naru gang. Why you laughing so much, dog? What's up? You something in here, bro?
No, just don't stare at juice for more than 3 seconds.
No, dude, that's a fact.
Bro, can I tell you all something? The 2 best reels we've ever done, the thumbnails were Juice's face and Jared's face. Okay? There's something about your genetics that just attracts you to.
It can't be.
like
Can't be
everyone-
a coincidence.
People click on that and they're like, I could do better.
The static came on, and I guess something dripped on him.
it dripped.
No, but look, I didn't know that happened. So while the static came on, I thought you were just. He looked up to see what was dripping, but I thought he was like transcending into the podcast. He was like,
He was
his
astro
arm went
projecting.
down. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is he
just
doing?
having a fucking stroke over here.
All that habit over here.
Dude, after last night, it could quite have been.
Yeah, who knows?
Right here.
So,
I'm glad you saw that.
so besides Juice's astral projecting, we have our board over here. We have the best intros, and the one that our group picked out with the Yoku Naru gang is the, what do we got? We said Power Rangers versus...
Magic School Bus. I'm a little surprised there's no anime on here.
Okay, so anime. Okay, this is
Here
a
we go.
clarification. Anime, they change their intro every
True,
season,
true,
right?
okay,
so when you
yeah.
pick one intro, it's really hard
True
to,
that.
you know what I'm saying? Whereas Drake and Josh, they kept the same thing the whole way.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah,
I
and
like
plus
it.
anime intros would run this shit.
Yeah,
bro.
no, they really
first
would.
Of all,
No, dude.
僕は今探し始めた水しくき上げて二十歳なつくつく世
No,
界
dude,
へ
that's porn. That's porn. That's porn,
溢れ
bro.
出つ情熱を胸に
Paris got so angry
ど
one
こ
time I
ま
said-
でも行くよ学ぶに光求め
Listen, I've known
You know what I'm
Paris.
saying?
I've known Paris a long time. That's easily the most Japanese thing I've ever seen him do.
My man went full
I'm telling you,
out.
bro. As soon as, bro, like
He got so angry when I said, "Hey, Paris, you ever kiss your hand?"
Look. Okay, first of all, like we never get to talk about anime on this podcast. We gave
Here we
Brady
go.
a wrestling corner.
Here we
let
go.
Hunter talk his bullshit, and we talk sports all the
Get
time.
out, Paris. Get out.
As soon as we
What's
get to
up,
talk about
dog?
anime, I'm in this shit, bro.
Yeah, for
Yoku,
sure.
I know you. I know you got
I know y'all
Listen,
said
that's what I'm saying.
You're starting to do like your one man camera thing.
Yes.
bro. Let's do the anime thing.
bro.
Let's do the
I'm
anime.
telling
You missed the first half of
All
this.
he watches One Piece.
Listen, he missed the
Yeah,
first
that's
half
a
of this.
beast.
The first like 15 minutes of this was like Paris and Yoku talking. I was just like,
We were vibing.
vibing on anime, bro.
We was vibing.
Yeah, we
Me,
connected.
Eli, and Juice are just looking at each other like, all right, it'd be nice to be
gonna have to put
included
y'all
at
on.
some
I'm
point.
telling you, bro. There's
We
something
really just
about
gotta-
melanin and anime.
Hey, facts.
I'm telling you, when you
Speak
don't
on
have
it,
the
bro.
melanin, you don't know the anime.
Yoku, I'm telling you, he gets so power hungry in this ethnicity corner.
The numbers are lining up.
How you got this?
Hey man, I gotta hold down the ethnicity corner.
Hey,
There's three
yeah,
white
you know-
boys. There's 3.5 white boys.
that's the name of the podcast, Ethnicity Corner.
Ethnicity corner. Let's go. We're back in this corner together.
The
Yoku,
least
it's me and you.
That's unfair, bro.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie though. Are y'all gonna play these intros?
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
Bro,
play
this
that.
Power Ranger shit. Is
Dylan, you got it
fucking
hooked up? All right, we're going
hard.
Power Rangers and Magic School Bus. What's first? Power Rangers? We got to play the ads
Can you
too,
give the
'cause,
can you give him the speaker?
God.
Hey, boys, your light show is shit.
damn. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Fucking
I'm just kidding. It was
terrible.
great. It's great. It's
My God.
I just really wish I blue when I went to green. I'm just really would have matched the boot. Eli's over there like, I knew it.
Dylan, what's it looking like over there? We good?
Oh, there it is. Oh, you remember that? Rip it. Rip it. No, he's not. Ah! Go, go, Power Ranger.
Hardest shit ever, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you.
It might honestly, like, it might come down. I think Fresh Prince is gonna do some damage, but I think Power Rangers could
Bro,
go.
this is an Ethnicity Corner, okay?
yeah.
It's Power Rangers and Magic School Bus.
No, I'm just saying. I'm looking at the board and I'm just thinking like,
Yeah.
this is a power player in this tournament right here.
Fresh Prince, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Honestly, as we're listening to this right now, I don't know if Magic School Bus has anything to top like the metal technical shreds of the
not.
Power Rangers guitars.
definitely not.
Facts, though,
This shit
yeah.
went way too hard, bro. I was a
But-
kid and didn't even know I needed to appreciate this.
But I will say the little sounds in the beginning of Magic School Bus, like the honking of the bus.
All right,
Yeah.
Yoku, hold on.
Let's hear
Before
it,
we go
let's
on
hear it.
Magic
Okay,
School Bus,
okay, yes.
what do you think about Power Rangers, though? You're
Bro, top
trying
tier.
to say you don't like that Full Metal Shred?
No, I love that shit. Like when that intro starts, it's just hard from the jump because they just really hit you with the guitar from the jump, and that shit is just nostalgic as fuck. It
Mighty
takes me
Morphin.
back to just sitting there literally on Saturday mornings eating fucking cereal in my Power Ranger underwear, watching that shit. Like I was like, bro, my mom had to fucking ban me from watching Power Rangers. I was trying to beat everybody's ass. Yeah, I really thought I was a Red Ranger, bro. You couldn't have told me no different.
Look, I hate to go off on a side tangent here, but speaking of Power Rangers underwear, okay,
Okay.
that's how I got potty trained. My dad switched me into Power Rangers underwear and said if I peed on the Power Rangers, they'd punch my dick off.
Damn.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Never peed in them.
Never peed in them.
Juice, I'm going to say this. Not everyone's childhood. Not everyone's childhood, dog.
He didn't call it a dick though. He didn't call it a dick. My child penis name was Bobo.
Bobo.
Yeah, he's like,
Bobo.
No
yeah,
way.
He'll punch your Bobo off.
Hey, no, that's a good question though. What was everyone's childhood penis names? Because
Definitely
mine,
wee wee.
Bobo.
Wee Wee, Bobo.
Yeah.
Mine was Thingy.
Thingy.
My little Thingy.
Alexander.
Yeah.
I remember.
Did you say Alexander? Did you call your penis Alex?
No, because it's only because he knew what he was in for.
You had that much confidence in
he
your
took over
dick?
all of India.
You were like Alexander the Great.
I remember when I was young and back in the day when you're in Little League, they make you wear cups and shit. And
It was the worst.
horrible. And I remember we had went to go get one, and my mom had said something. She was like, "You gotta make sure protect your wee wee." And my dad said, "It's a dick. Stop calling it a wee wee." I was like, "Okay."
And that day forward,
everything's
Yoku
What age did you drop the childhood like wee wee bobo?
I mean, it was that day for me. Yeah, no doubt. I was like, I'm not calling this shit my wee wee.
It was definitely like the first time in a middle school room when you call it that, and somebody just looks at you and laughs, and you're like, you know what? That's a dick.
Hey, next time I got, I'm smashing, I'm gonna be like, yeah, take that bobo.
That bobo.
How you like that ding-a-ling?
All right, Joe Dirt, calm down.
Eli, what you got? What was your childhood thingy name?
Cock.
It was called masturbating.
Day one.
My Arab dad. That's your cock, son.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thanks.
I remember one time my mom came in. I'm with the laptop, full cheeks out.
Damn.
And she came in. She came in like full fucking. I'm in it.
Wait, you have an Arab dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
He's
you better be-
Jordanian.
But I was gonna say I'm in there doing my thing. You know how it goes. Like you have a little moment with yourself, kind of bonding with your penis. And I'm doing it. And my mom walks in. She goes, I go, like lose. I'm like, Mom. She goes, No, it's fine. Finish.
What? You want to talk about something that immediately makes you not be able to finish?
No, let me tell you something.
You need to lock your door.
Yeah.
You be getting caught all the time.
Yo, Yoku, great.
I'm just trying to give you advice, cuz.
Yeah, great. Great advice, Yoku.
The third strike might
Guess what? If we lock doors in our house, I'm not getting fed. My mom comes for the locked door. She's like, "All right, it looks like you ain't getting meatloaf."
Yeah. God damn, I was beating my meat, Mom.
No. She came in. She said, "No, go ahead and finish." I'm sitting there and I said, "Never."
I think I'm good.
There's no way I'm finishing that.
We call
chance.
those the vinegar strokes.
Like when you've reached the end and there's no more turning back, it's like those last 3 pumps, it's already coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Hunter knows all about that. Yeah.
Those are the vinegar strokes.
Yeah.
Because you know, like how if you drink a glass of
when
vinegar,
Brady
what your
walks in
face
for
looks like.
Hunter.
Yeah. Pretty much every time Hunter gets to that point, Brady walks into his room and he's just like, "What are you doing in my bed?"
Okay, well, to be fair, I didn't know he was coming home early. All right, first off, I was yacked. All right, and the only thing I knew how to control this fucking yak was, hey, let me bust a little buddy. You know what I mean?
Hey, if your friend can't bust a nut in your bed, are you really friends?
No, the funny part about that was my boy set me up.
Let's ask the roommates.
My boy Brady set me up with his fucking them gym shorts that hit mid shin where you got etnies. You know what I mean? Like, you remember that shit?
In your friend's shorts.
Yes, dude.
In the shorts.
I'm in Brady's shorts where he was so heavy, and I got fucking mid calf fucking rain shorts. I'm sitting in his bed. I did that.
And it's Brady calves too, so you're pretty much wearing a dress.
No,
at this
the
point.
thing is, he said this. He's knocking on the. Let's go back to the Power Rangers.
Back to the bracket.
So Magic School Bus.
Right on the Magic School Bus.
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah, get it.
Fucking ads, dude.
Google is busting.
YouTube got to make theirs.
Have you guys heard of this thing called
respect
Google?
it.
Oh, fuck.
You feel me? They hype you up.
No. Tell me you wouldn't put some pipe on Wanda.
Boy, what?
Tell me you wouldn't.
Bro, Miss Frizzle got that thing on her.
Dude,
She always in that sundress. That thing back here just wagging, bro. They actually brought they brought this show back. I remember I watched it not that long ago, and Miss Frizzle's daughter was.
Don't.
And she had the
Don't do
blammer.
that.
She had that blammer on her, bro. I'm telling you something about them frizzles.
Hey, you know those frizzles hit the gym, bro. She's flat back in 225 on the bench.
Easily, bro.
Let me tell you something about this song.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, bro?
Yeah.
No arch or anything, just fucking pump it 225 reps, bro.
Do that shit up easily,
Combine
bro.
shit.
So I'll also say, honestly, there's song stands no chance against Power Rangers.
No.
Man.
This shit is rudimentary.
Unfair matchup. I mean, I think it could do damage somewhere else. But
Not against this. It's a bad matchup.
Oh, dang. Okay, we got a real debate going on here. Let's go.
All right. First off, you're trying to say Magic School Bus is busting on Morphin Power Ranger, bro?
No. I'm saying that Power Rangers is definitely smashing. Yeah, smashing Magic School Bus. But I'm saying Magic School Bus is good, against, maybe a different seed or something like that.
I see.
And may be able to do some damage.
Well, they are a 7 seed.
Dylan, what's the seed up there?
Yeah.
What's the seed with those?
2 and 7.
2 and 7.
Okay, well, I'll tell you this.
Yeah,
All right,
I agree. It shouldn't be a 7.
Here's how I break it down. Is this all right? You have the Magic School Bus, completely nostalgic.
Yeah.
Like you see that shit in science class when your teacher was like, "I'm hungover."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Let me ask you a question right now, though.
If you go to a live show right now and the band's going to play the theme to Magic School Bus
Power Rangers.
or the theme to Power Rangers,
1000%.
what do you?
I'm losing my shit.
No fucking question.
I'm literally losing my shit.
No question. If they play Power Rangers,
smashing that shit.
Hey, y'all know who y'all don't have on here though that we actually did open a show with one time was Arthur.
Oh, for real?
A bop. Yeah,
We
we
did
did it in Louisville. I was like, because we went to go see Baby Keem a couple years ago, and Baby Keem's DJ, the last song that he played was "Tonight We Are Young," and like, bro, it had the place swooning, bro. It was like crazy, and I'm like,
dude, that's one thing that I meant to compliment earlier. Eli's song selection before.
oh yeah,
Because the whole time leading up, it was hip hop, and then the last 4 or 5 songs just completely changed the vibe just to get you out of that headspace.
for sure.
And it was so fucking dope to come back into it.
Yeah.
Once you
That's why I
approach
really
the
wanted
stage.
to
That was-
open. That's
that
why I
was
really
such
wanted
a
to open the
that was
doors
such a
at
cool
6 because I
fucking
wanted people
transition.
to just sit in there and just like listen to dope music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like listen to dope music before you experience this thing. But yeah, I wanted to make a playlist, but I low key just ran out of time. So I was like, yo, Eli, you trying to just DJ
but
this shit?
Everyone
I
heard
was
it
gonna
here.
say,
Yoku Naru was about to put on some fucking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah,
Shit, dude.
yeah, you never
if
know.
to give it up, if you had to give that selection to anybody, you picked her right.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, that
Like,
was you fucking like, because I got so hype. You lit up with the Travis Scott, and then it kicked back.
Yeah.
To fucking, it was it the Dua song and then Taylor?
Well, I did.
Because it was somebody and then Taylor Swift.
No, I did Skeletons, and then I think I went to actually from Skeletons to Tame Impala because
Yeah, that is right.
because the guy who
Kevin
guy in
Parker.
Tame, Kevin Parker, he helped write Skeletons.
Okay.
So that's how I pulled it out.
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So and that's how I pulled it into Tame Impala, and then I went on like an indie rock kick for like 2-3 songs.
Dude, that and it got me so musically ready for what I was about to witness
sure.
because it was supposed to be a hip hop show.
Yeah.
And then you introduced that element to it and it was like, no, this is a fucking music show.
Right.
But
Yeah,
that's
Like,
that's
this is-
us in a nutshell.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah,
like,
and that's what's dope about it. It's
Yeah.
like it fit.
it's a melting pot.
Well, I'll
fit
tell you
what-
this.
It fit what was the entire vibe of this show.
Magic fucking school bus. All right, you guys can talk about this all night. We're in here for a fucking reason. We're trying to take care of the goddamn scoreboard.
just because,
no, Dylan, don't
just
you
because
put,
you're
don't
jealous,
put that
just
hot
because
on
you're
me.
jealous that you didn't witness this last night, you know.
Absolutely, I went home and aggressively. What I'm gonna say was,
dry guy.
I can't even lie.
Aggressively.
So here's what I want to ask: is this?
Yeah.
All right, we got Magic School Bus.
Yeah.
We got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Is it? Yeah.
Juice, stop. It's not close. I'm gonna tell you this. All right, here's what I'm gonna say. We're gonna take a vote. I'm gonna say this.
Hey, Stuck in Static votes first. I'm not going to be the deciding factor again. Okay.
Don't make it about you.
right.
Here's the thing I'm gonna say. Shut the fuck up. Here's the thing I'm gonna say. Here's my opinion on it. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Literally, tell me one moment in your childhood where you did not want to be that person. You know what I mean? Like, do you like in my head? I'm like, you hear that song, you feel like you're transforming.
Yoku was fighting people thinking he was the Red
There
Ranger.
are two songs in my life that I, as a child, would put on and then air fight whatever the fuck was in my head. All right? Mortal Kombat.
And Power Rangers. All right. You know how many times my parents walked in on me air fighting nothing to the Power Rangers theme song?
Yo,
Like, are you okay? I'm like, no, Mom, I'm about to whoop your ass. Get out of here.
I don't know if we talked about this last time, but like when Juice was a kid, you know how like
Great segue.
listen. When Juice was it, so you know when like light
All
hits
lines,
your
all salt.
watch, when like light hits your watch and shit.
Power Rangers Advance.
Yeah, no doubt, easily.
Okay.
When light hits your watch and shit, when you see it on the wall, they named that thing Light Friend.
Ah,
Bro,
okay.
I'm in the middle of work the other day.
pretty slow.
I'm with a customer, and this motherfucker Juice looks over at me. He goes, "DJ, Light." I was like, yo, this motherfucker, bro, 101, dog.
Hey, that's cute, but let me just scoot back over here real quick.
Oh, man.
We're talking about some real shit.
Yeah, the really. I mean, we already know,
Yo,
bro.
okay,
It's
no,
power.
yo,
look, look,
don't come out like
Look,
that.
okay, first of all, let me say this. The only time you watch Magic School Bus was in school.
But how many times do you know when you're in school you think of Magic School Bus and Bill
okay,
Nye?
it was great.
Just
It was
blew my
great
mind.
because it was in school. You never watched that at home.
I don't even
Not
actually
once.
remember
I-
watching
not
that
once.
shit.
Wait,
Wasn't home.
imagine what school would have been like if you watched Power Rangers instead.
Oh, it'd been brawls. Fucking everybody. in
I tell you
first
what,
grade
it wouldn't have been no
brawling.
air fights.
You thought you saw some brawls in school as it was?
Yeah. Magic School Bus kept the peace, bro.
Yeah, no
they kept
doubt.
us
Well,
from being at each other's
They're gonna
throats.
keep their place as well.
At 7.
They're gonna keep their place as well at 7.
And, okay, who says Magic School Bus? Raise a hands right now.
All right, let's do this. Eli, what do you got?
Power Rangers.
Paris?
You know, bro.
Just
Power
don't
Rangers.
stop it.
Yeah, hold on. First of all, Power Rangers is Japanese to start off with.
Don't
to
do
begin
this
with.
whole
Let's
fucking
tell him.
let him
Let's be straight.
go
Let's
on
be
his
straight.
whole
Okay,
deep
you know.
dive.
Ethnic corner.
Was it
Oh,
96
come
for
on,
me to
dude,
win?
get the fuck out of here, bro.
Stop
They
that.
weren't Power Rangers. They were like strength officers or something else.
Right. Yeah.
Those Power Rangers were in our school.
Right. They literally, Power Rangers comes from Kamen Rider, which is literally masked
Is he doing
rider.
a Japanese thing right
They
now?
would,
He
yes,
is.
it is. Literally, before Power Rangers is Kamen Rider, which was like a singular guy who rode on a bicycle that fought crime, essentially, and he found his friends and whatnot.
Pierce?
Power Rangers evolved from that because they got a group.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
that cool fucking
Yeah.
backstory is great.
Right.
We're talking about Power Rangers right now. I don't need a whole fucking backstory.
Yeah,
how it
I don't
came
need
from
your redhead Miss
goddamn
Frizzle tell me
Godzilla.
like
Which one you?
what this
I don't
guy's
need the
colon
fucking-
looks like at the end
I don't
fucking
know,
fifth period.
Paris, what I'm
okay?
asking you right now, you gave me this same bullshit last week.
let's hear it.
You
Let's
got
hear
me
it.
I
Let's
said,
hear
what's a Scooby-Doo coming after you?
Miss Frizzle let Mikey take his head off in space and get frozen.
Oh, yeah,
and
he
killed
froze.
him. That was
He froze.
fucked.
Oh, well,
And
guess what, Eli? You already picked fucking Power Rangers, didn't you?
That's why Child Abuse versus Power Rangers.
Hey, I'd like to change my answer. Child abuse.
All right. So we got Eli's bullshit fucking thing.
Right. Today we're going in the colon of a homeless and heroin addict.
A lot of stride, here. A lot of
Lots
stride.
of needles in here. Wow.
So we got Eli for Mighty Morphin. We got Paris, of course, Mighty Morphin.
Let's go.
Yoku.
It's morphin' time, bitch.
Jesus Christ.
You know what it is.
It's a 3-0.
It's a sweet, cuz.
It's a sweep.
Do it for you.
Power Rangers.
Yeah, well.
Let's go.
Hey, R.I.P. to White Ranger.
Yeah,
Should
sorry.
we do one more?
Green Ranger.
Should we just
And
pick a
Green
better
Ranger.
matchup?
Initially the Green Ranger.
We'll do another one.
R.I.P. Tommy.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's do the next one too.
Oh, you guys are gonna come in here and just fucking start
Well,
rolling
that's
board. That's
4-0. That's done. That's done.
we're
It's
having a
4-0.
blast. Fuck
Yeah.
this.
Oh, I guess I'll vote. Mighty Morphin.
That's what we fucking thought, bro. Come on.
Dude, when they go Morphin time, that shit is awesome, dude.
Like,
I'm
bro.
telling you, dude.
Full sweep.
Okay.
Sweep.
I literally thought when I went to high school, I was like, do we not get these? Like, I was like,
All right,
Morphin
so-
time just means me with a singlet.
So, would you, all right, so only one day, would you rather be a Power Ranger
Yoku, you better give me some good shit.
or would you rather experience all the things that Miss Frizzle could show you in a day?
Including her pussy?
She would shrink you and let you just fucking go
Give me that
in there,
Miss
bro.
Frizzle puss, bro.
See, when you put it like that,
All right, I stole the mic away from Juice just so Juice grow up, dude. No, that fuego. I'm telling you, that was literally the.
Yeah, she's a baddie.
All right, so question is this: you said, would you rather say it again?
Would you, for one day only, would you rather be a Power Ranger or would you rather experience all the things that Miss Frizzle could show you?
non-sexual.
Yeah.
That's for juice.
He's like Power Ranger.
How bad would it suck to pick Power Ranger and it's just a boring ass day where nothing happens?
No.
It's a slow fucking
It's
day.
a lit day as a Power Ranger, bro.
Yeah, the most lit day.
If it's a lit day, there's no.
I am trying.
It's like Ivan Ooze.
to go 5 versus 40 on some weird intergalactic being and figure out they just spark and don't blood. You know what I mean?
And then when all 40 of them die, they all just combine into one.
And then you got the Megazords. So then you get to fucking call the
Yeah.
thing in, and and you get to be a part of that.
You will not believe what I did yesterday.
Yeah, right.
Listen, I owned that dagger. The Green Ranger dagger.
Of course you did, bro. The flute, god, bro.
The person across the street was my friend. His name is Brian. He's like, your mom's ugly. Trying to make my.
You stabbed him?
No.
You stabbed him with the dragon flute, bro. That's wild.
No, but I did hit him. I did hit him. He's alive.
Oh,
He never talks
That's
about
why
my
he
mama
said. That's
again.
why he said Brian was my friend. He talks shit about my
Holy
mom.
shit! You stabbed him.
You were like, did you use it first? Did you do the flute first?
No, total impulse swing. I just,
Total flute swing is what it sounds like, dude. All right, so we got Mighty Morphin on this one. All right, let's do one more. Okay. Got the guests in here. What we got?
All right, hold on. We already discussed this one earlier, and it's the lone one in the West.
Okay.
South Park versus 2.5.
That's a good one. I feel like.
I feel like that's a really solid matchup.
That's
some upset potential.
All right. So we got Mighty Morphin.
Yeah, that might go the distance.
Which
You might need to-
Which version of South Park are we gonna play?
Oh yeah, it's true. The original.
Right? No, it's
gotta
all
be
OG.
OG,
All
right?
OG.
It's gotta be OG.
OG.
Because the refined South Park one was fire.
True.
Okay, Eli, we get it. You
But
make beats, dude.
I feel like the OG has more resonance. Like it's more recognizable.
If I hear you guys say resonance again,
Dynamics,
Sonics.
frequency.
that reverb was fucking
all right,
sick.
now all of us are nerding out. All right, I get it.
I'm angry.
This sounds like the conversations that me and Eli have when he shows me a new song, and I'm like, "Hold on, did you really do this?"
we joke about that all the time. Like people that come in and can't really like articulate what they want. They'll be like, "Yeah, give me something that's like real chill." I want something that's like real chill. That's got like a real aggressive bass line,
But it needs to be like.
it needs to be like really mellow.
But you could play it in a club and get people hyped.
It's like, I don't think you know what you want.
I need it to hit hard.
No,
zero
the
kicks.
the biggest
No kick
one.
drum.
No, the biggest one ever. This is the most common thing you'll hear.
Like I need some more space.
Oh
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, like more space.
Yeah, I got you.
I got you. And then like, here's the placebo. It's like, don't do anything. Like, all right, what do you think about that? And they're like, dude, fire.
I knew I came to you for a reason.
So when I first started DJing, just a real quote. No, it's okay.
That
So-
slurrage is really spilling in
bourbon
right
tends
now.
to stick out after a while. So I go to my first DJ and it was at Two Keys. I go there. I'm so excited. I'm learning under this Indian dude I worked with. He is just ripping on. He was working. You guys know Tractor?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's working Tractor. I was doing Pioneer, and it was like I came in. He goes, "You got to go Tractor." So I do Tractor. We do all this shit. He's like, "I'm gonna let you rip it." I went. It's like Two Keys when it was popping. I was like, "Oh shit!" It was a Thursday. I get on there.
Thirsty.
Thursday. And no one's checking cards. People are fucking getting it. Let me tell you what, I played Wagon Wheel 82 times.
That's a bop.
I did not DJ one bit on there, dude. I played Wagon Wheel. Every time a pretty girl came up, she said, "You play Wagon Wheel?" I said, "Maybe."
Got you. Queued up, girl.
I said,
You look
"What?"
at both decks as like wagon wheel and wagon wheel. You
I'm
cross it
mixing them
over.
both, just fucking getting it.
It's like, hey, mama.
Bro, you literally just nailed it. And then I came in it with the funniest thing I had was he said he told me, he's like, "All right, Hunter, you keep kind of like mixing too much. I was like, well, they're asking me to do all this shit. I'm here to DJ. He's like, just play the songs you're asking you to play. And I was like, all right. So they did Wagon Wheel, and I led into, it was Lionel Richie's, yeah, hello, is it me you're looking for? And then it was Wagon Wheel. Yeah, I didn't have a job afterwards. It was good. All right, so we got Power Rangers moving forward. Yeah. Let's get one more on here, and let's finish up the night. What we got?
All right, we got South Park versus 2.5 Men.
Let's get it.
All right, what we got?
We're on the OG South Park.
All right.
That's a bomb.
Mm-hmm. I hate South Park. I'm not a fan of South Park.
Honestly, me either.
It's just too, and I'm gonna say it's too raunchy for me, bro. I think it could be a bit more poetic.
For you?
I said poetic.
For you, dude. Oh. So I have an opinion.
You tell me the whole PC Principal arc isn't poetic?
Don't give me this PC
Are you
Principal
kidding me,
bullshit.
dude? Are you the
Don't
whole
come to me with that
bro.
fucking.
I love me some Trey Parker. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude,
Like that man's a
poetic.
fucking genius.
Have you seen the recent episode with they were talking about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, right? And like recently they had a controversy where they like staged a fucking like car chase where like the paparazzi was like chasing after
That's
Meghan
cool.
Markle.
How does that have to deal with this fucking intro?
Right. No, okay, so South Park literally hit this on the spot. They're just like Meghan Markle and Prince, whatever, Andrew or whatever his name is. Yeah. And they were just talking about, like, we're just trying to have our personal life. We just don't want anyone to be interfering with our personal life. And
were you doing Asian there? What was that?
That's South Park Canadian, actually.
With a little bit of white girls.
Exactly. Dude, South Park is poetic. I don't know if you know.
So Kendrick Lamar did a song not that long ago called Heart Part 5.
Yeah.
And that's when he was like flipping the faces and shit.
Yeah.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone actually own the company that did the deep fake shit.
What?
Yeah.
For real?
They're tapped into some crazy shit, bro.
Bro,
Dude, that was
Tapped in as in,
that
like,
was an
doing
incredible
some-
video.
Yeah.
That was like
Bro, I don't think it was that
poetic.
great.
No,
I don't think it was
fuck
that great.
Poetically, it was
Hunter's just
wild.
a hater,
Poetically, it was incredible.
wild.
Absolutely. You nailed it.
I mean, like, I hadn't really, that was really good deep fake shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, you answered the
did,
question
like,
right there.
Nipsey.
Deep fake shit.
Yeah.
It's called fake.
yeah. I mean, but like,
That's
to
what I'm
just,
saying, bro.
to
That
just
shit,
think
I
that
hate
just-
that
he
shit. I
spoke from-
hate that shit.
No, but all he did was he tried to speak from different perspectives, and that's what was brilliant.
Yeah,
about
and
it,
guess
is
what?
Like he,
Manage to do that on your own without having to do a deep fake shit. That's just my
but
opinion.
that's what made the
I
video
hate
brilliant.
that deep
Like,
fake shit.
that's-
I hate it.
No, I do too.
Hunter's
But
such a hater, bro.
no,
Harris, I will
I hate the deep fake.
fucking
I hate the
Hanoki
deep
in
fake
your
shit.
ass right now, dude.
I hate the deep fake shit when they're trying to like just blatantly make fun of a situation that's just like way too easy. But like
Yeah.
when you
South Park.
when you use it artistically like that, and like you put a creative aspect into it, and you try to speak from different people's perspective, I think that's a different level of it. Like that's not the same.
That's
as
facts,
just,
though. Hunter, if anybody's 1% more successful than Hunter, he's such a hater. So don't like, it is not even worth
Trey
it.
Parker and Matt Stone also, I feel like, are like majority owners of Comedy Central now as well.
Yeah,
like,
they
Are they really?
They
yeah,
are.
yeah. They like
Well,
own
because-
they like own the network.
Well,
Yeah,
they,
what
they
else is on
also
Comedy
they
Central?
also timed it brilliantly because
the deadlines.
they also timed it brilliantly because that's when Comedy Central lost all control of the stand-up comedy game.
Yeah,
That's when they lost control to Netflix.
I will
Like,
tell you, as someone, I at South Park at its peak is top tier.
Top
Oh,
tier.
yeah.
Top tier.
tier,
Easily,
bro.
yeah.
All right, let's,
Yes.
let's see his
Yeah.
competition real quick.
Yeah.
Let's see his competition real quick.
Okay, yeah, 2.5 Men. 2.5 Men, also solid show. Let's
Great
be
show.
real.
Charlie Sheen,
Andy,
right before his
shut
coke
the
binge.
hell up.
Bro, Charlie Sheen calling his wife the
right, here we go.
N-word.
Oh God.
Iconic, bro. She's white. Like, whoa. Bro, like, you cannot
Charlie
take that away from
Sheen.
Charlie Sheen. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, remember
Or his
winning?
wife.
Remember winning?
Exactly.
She got oppressed.
She's a white lady getting oppressed for being black.
She's probably like,
Whoa.
what the fuck?
That
You
power.
know how to feel like what? Yeah, remember hashtag winning? Charlie Sheen?
Yeah.
Hashtag Tiger Blood.
Yeah. Oh.
It's so iconic,
Dude,
man.
I
Like,
love this song as an intro, but I'm still leaning towards South Park.
Okay, because I'm not.
Are you?
I have reasons why. I have reasons
Okay,
why.
let's hear it.
Okay. Number one, they're saying one fucking word.
This is
All
true.
right.
This is true.
All right. I'm getting pissed. No, I'm kidding.
I'm getting fucking
Also, all right. So actually, I know the band that plays the original South Park theme is also Primus.
Primus. Yep.
Yeah, Primus did the original theme song.
Yep.
And they are not known for anything else.
Right.
It is. I'm getting into this. All right. The level of production that goes into the South Park theme song, I feel like has way more effort, and it's going to be a harder song to pull off than this.
Right.
I just feel like the
So if we're
intro-
talking, I mean, what are we talking about? Like better
I feel like
song?
no,
Okay.
it's the intro as a whole. I feel like the
intro
intro.
as a whole,
I
yeah.
feel like
The video
intro-
matters, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
the intro to 2.5 Men just sets you up perfectly for what the show is and how it's gonna go, and like you don't second guess when they make a fucking reckless joke, like you, because it sets you up for that goofy ass.
But South Park are
type
they're
of
the
comedy.
kings of reckless jokes.
Yeah. But they do it.
Yeah.
They do it in a different way. Like
Yes.
2.5 Men is blunt in the way they approach jokes.
They are, and it
South
has
Park,
Charlie
South
Sheen.
Park is always trying to like
fucking shit.
yeah, but South Park is always trying to like meander their way to where they make a joke without making it. You know what I mean? Like it's always trying to veer off.
They kind of make a point. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
I'll say this. So when I look at this, South Park, for instance, if I'm looking at the opener, more design, more creativity, yada yada
it is
yada.
crazy.
Like, you know what I mean?
In
Like
the
it's-
video too. Yeah.
The song
video
incorporates
adds
the
something to
actual characters and their voices as well.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yep.
I as an opening song, as much as I think that this is on Upset Alert, like I think the 2.5 Men is on Upset Alert because I was saying earlier, like I was before the song came on, I was singing men.
Right. Dude, that backbeat kind of like late on the two.
You gotta love a nice wholesome show every now and then.
Yeah.
I'll say this though. I like 2.5 Men because if you haven't seen the show, it's almost like an inside joke with the fucking intro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's so simplistic that
Right.
you're like, you know what I mean? So it's almost like, all right, are we going after creativity or are we looking for the inside kind of joke?
Here's
about-
my thing about 2.5 Men though, right? You get the 2 men in this intro very well. The half man though, right? The little kid in it. You don't really necessarily get that in the intro.
It don't say
the
it's
whole,
all
the whole
men,
ending is
men,
him.
They ain't no kid.
Right, no, right. I understand that, but like you don't get like his perspective in the show is a lot different from the 2 men in the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And within South Park, like you said, you get all 4 voices. Even Kenny, you don't even fucking hear Kenny. You don't even know what he's saying.
How many? All right, who here thinks they know what Kenny says in the song? My
Friendly
interpretation was
faces
I like
everywhere.
girls with big fat titties.
Yeah.
girl with big fat titties. That's what I think Kenny says. That's what I think Kenny says in the song.
faces everywhere.
That's
something
Chance.
without
That's it.
temptation.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Something without temptation.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so
I don't know
Let's-
what the in between bit is. I don't know what that. It's something without temptation.
so before we go into the vote,
Friendly folks without
Who
temptation.
Friendly
has-
folks without temptation.
who has any more to add to it before we vote? Yoku?
I mean, yeah, like I said, I just
Don't give this deep rapper fucking shit.
You're
you
asking for other people's
I just,
opinions right now. Shut the fuck up.
That's
Hunter.
how I roll.
Goddamn,
I just-
yeah, I know.
I just like 2.5.
Hey, anyone have any opinions? Shut the fuck up about your opinions. That's how Hunter rolls.
What'd you say?
That's how
Give me the
Hunter-
fucking mic,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
right. Yeah. He's like, you want to say something? Shut up. I'm Hunter.
Guess what? I came here with flannel and Chuck D's.
Right? Bro, you rolled those pants up like I'm hitting the rolled pants with you. You
But he
rolled
sho-
those like
he
2 rolls
also-
too high.
he
bro.
also
Yeah,
showed
it's
up-
fine.
in the jacuzzi, bro.
He also showed up with Black Air Force.
Those shins are wet still.
He also showed up with all black Air Force.
I'm gonna take care of this shit right now. All right.
Yeah.
All right. First off, fuck y'all. All right. Secondly, Yoku, you look like you just got done strength conditioning. Get the fuck out of here,
bro.
No, that was more- that was more of a compliment. I hate it. Probably.
We've really veered far off from the bracket, guys. I'm so sorry.
Okay, can I give my
No.
opinion?
Yes, Yoku. This is still Yoku's opinion.
Even though you got waves, I ain't gonna take that shit.
My dog. So
wave
listen,
check. Wave check.
I just like 2.5 Men the
Surf's
show
up.
better than I like South Park.
Oh.
Okay.
So
So, but I'm
okay.
saying, all right, you put that out there.
Okay.
Eli, haven't heard from you. What do you think?
Let's hear it.
I really have been over here pondering this right now.
God, that's a big, beautiful man.
Yeah.
I
Thank
love
you.
it when he ponders.
Thank you very much.
When I hear ponder, I think Eli just puts his hand in the lake and just pulls out a fish. Just fucking, that's a ponder.
Takes a bite.
He's an adjective for sure.
I think the South Park intro has more of a
Eli's done.
hook, line,
So
and
let's-
sinker. He gave me such a great intro.
All right, so we got those. Eli, start us off. What do you got?
I got South Park.
Wow, I like that. You know, like 2.5 Men, it's not bad. Like in overall, Charlie Sheen plays the piano even in the show, right?
Charlie Sheen,
you
brother.
know that he has that in him,
Charlie
right?
fucking
and even
Sheen.
in the intro, you feel men,
Just snap, that's
it's
it.
backbeat. It's so late. It's like it's on the backside of the beat.
And he makes
He's just
jingles
already making a
in the
beat for
show.
that, bro.
He does make jingles too, right? Yeah. His whole appeal is that like he has sex appeal and he plays the piano. He seduces these ladies to come in and just like whatever men lay it up. But I gotta say, man, like the South Park theme, right? I gotta say, I'm going South Park on this.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, 2 for South Park. Let's go.
2.5 Men for me.
Ooh, 2 and 1. This is a good debate. Let's go.
Man, I going into this thought 2.5 Men had upset potential.
You're South Park all the way.
Huh?
You're South Park all the way.
No, I mean, but I watch both shows. I like both shows. I'm legitimately making a thought out decision here. I do go South Park.
This is just the intro, though.
I do go South Park.
Yeah.
I think the music's better. I mean, the little jazzy thing's cool, but it's only one word. It's a little effort went into it.
Yeah.
Primus was a literal band they outsourced to come like do a theme song for it, and I go South Park with a buzzer beater.
Ooh, buzzer beater.
Yeah.
The Derek White tip in.
That's 3-1. 3-1.
I'm gonna say just on the complete base, you watching the show off of just a snap and click that like you're so into it that like you know it's gonna happen.
I don't know why, but those snaps sounded like they were on 1 and 3, and that automatically, like for me, just like takes your credibility.
1 and 3? What did you just say? 1 and 3?
Sounded very you know what I'm saying? Okay. I don't know what it was about his snaps, but they just sounded like they were on 1 and 3. And
okay, well, doesn't make me any angrier.
I'm sorry. There's music people here. I'm going to call you
1
out.
and 3.
Yeah.
If I snap with my boys, let me snap.
Okay, snap, bro.
If I snap with my boys,
Just
let
snap
me
on the
Lean with
right
it, rock
beats. That's
with
all
it.
I'm
That's
saying.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 2.5.
Yes, sir.
right.
Okay,
So it's
3 and 2.
3-2. Okay, here we go.
Oh, Dylan.
You're about to get a vote, bro.
Here's where I become a little unpopular because
Oh shit.
Tangent.
as much as South Park is South Park is by far, I think I enjoy the show more.
Facts.
But just in terms of intro, I'm taking the upset. Like I've got to do it. Like
fuck.
two and a half
Bring in Zach.
men's intro is just so in character.
Boys and girls, we
Like
got
it-
fucking moves.
We got a game
So,
7.
guys-
Listen, we got Yoku Naru doing
guys,
his whatever water shit. And we got the fucking
we are at a watershed moment here, and
Great
so for the
enunciation.
first time, we're gonna put the stare guy on the mic,
No,
and he's gonna
here
break
we
this
go.
tie, guys.
So what do we got?
Zach.
Hi, Z.
We need like
Big
you have
Z.
to explain why too.
Yes, please, God.
Tell us why.
Big Z will never appear on camera. You only
There he is.
hear his voice.
Break it
Scare
down.
guy
Don't
Zach.
just
Dude,
tell us.
listen,
Like
when
break
you
it
hear his
down.
voice, it's gonna be sexy.
Dude.
Listen, ready?
Watch it crack.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna drop it an octave for everybody listening.
He really sounds like this.
Zach.
I gotta agree that
Zach.
it's gotta be South Park.
No.
It's gotta
Listen,
be. I mean,
that's a good battle
it's
though.
the effort thing of men. Just the same thing over and over again. The
Dude,
beat's
this
good.
is starting to
It's
get me
cool.
anger in this fucking
Bro.
board right
But-
here.
It's
Hey,
gotta be
man.
South Park.
See, and Zach stepped on 2 and 4, so he's credible.
Y'all need to make sure to like keep score what the votes was too, so you can see how
Yeah,
like,
that's a
close the
4-3
shit
right
was.
there. Yeah.
Here's how.
that's
Was this the button? Hold on, let me see.
which one?
Yeah, That's what it was.
Zach, you just
It's
got booed. I'm sorry.
bullshit.
That's only from Hunter though, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
You know how it
know.
goes. I cannot believe. Are
Clean
you
sweep for
fucking
Power
kidding me?
Rangers. Man. But for a
What
seven
you get for
seed,
getting the stair guy
for a
involved.
7 seed to go game 7 though, like
Yeah.
that's really honorable.
Oh, dude, we're
yeah.
coming hot.
Yeah.
Dude, last week Scooby Doo beat what was it? Scooby Doo beat
No, it's always sunny.
always dude. That shit got me so angry. When
Yeah.
y'all hear Scooby Doo beats
Scooby Doo is way more legendary.
that's what I fucking
Yeah,
said,
no
dude.
doubt.
I'm not even trying to yell right now. But bro, I'm telling you.
That's why we do the
I
bracket here
literally-
at Stuck in Static,
Dylan
baby.
was like, let the guests decide. I was like, no. No, we're voting on this. It's bullshit. They had simple plan for Scooby Doo in 2010. What's the Scooby Doo coming after
we weren't
you?
talking about that Scooby Doo.
No, I don't give
we
a
weren't
fuck,
talking about that
Paris.
Scooby Doo.
It stayed with
No,
it.
we
It's
were
not-
we were
no.
talking classic Scooby Doo.
We were talking
Okay.
OG Scooby Doo.
Where are you?
No, it's still all
The South Park. The South Park from the movie.
Gonna solve that
That's the other
mystery.
That's the one we played, and it was like,
Look.
why? Why are we doing
You like
this?
that?
Look, let me quote Mario from last week.
Come on, that's a
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That's a box.
Tell me, that's bullshit, bro.
They was sliding
They
on that
definitely hit a last point 3 is bullshit.
Oh yeah, nah, no shot, no shot, bro.
Bro, there are like 4 or 5 different generations of human beings that know the Scooby Doo song.
Yeah,
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
I'll quote Mario from last
They
episode.
picked Always
Okay,
Sunny,
hold on.
bro.
I'll quote.
know that theme song.
Mario did
Wait, what'd you
genuinely
say?
make a good point.
He did.
He did.
That's right.
Here, I'm gonna quote Mario from last episode.
Yeah, do it because it's stupid. Do it. It's stupid. Do it.
Scoreboard. Scoreboard. Who advanced?
I'm gonna tell you guys this.
Shut down.
I'm gonna.
Yes, did you pick It's Always Sunny?
I did think it's always sunny.
Mario
Yeah.
did. Oh wait, he was the deciding vote.
I
He was
was
the deciding
tiebreaker
vote.
for this. And look, no. Here's my rationale. Right? Look, okay. At some point, as when I was a child, I've definitely come to a
I
Scooby
don't
Doo
give a
intro.
fuck what he's about to say, bro. I don't give a fuck what he's about
I'm
to
on
say.
the wrong
There's
side.
nothing he
No,
can
I
say that would justify It's
I'm
Always
just
Sunny's
saying,
better
I'm
than
just
fucking
saying.
Scooby Doo.
I'm telling you. I said. I looked at Paris. I was like, he's got it. He's gonna do the right move. And the thing is this: you guys don't know Paris like we do. He don't watch anything, bro. He don't watch anything.
We talked about building trust with your team earlier. And I gotta tell you, that's a big loss of trust.
Look, here's how
Right
we build
there,
trust.
immediately.
Okay, so Brady and Hunter took Scooby Doo for this, right? Yes. And for content's sake, baby,
What did
you
you
gotta
say?
tell me for
What did you
content's
say?
sake.
No bullshit.
Did you say for
Yeah.
context sake?
Hunter,
context
no,
sake.
Political
Hunter and
route.
Brady chose Scooby Doo, and then Mario chose Sunny. So for content, I chose It's Always Sunny, and let you fucking make the right decision.
No.
And you didn't fucking do it.
Nothing is better than Hunter and Brady upset. I'm just telling you, nothing
I
makes
knew
me
it.
happier.
I'm only saying it because
Hunter
had to stand
and
up for
Brady
that
are upset about something, and if I can
Yoku,
contribute to that,
Yoku,
you
you had your moment
goddamn
last
know,
night,
Stuck
let
in
me have
Static
mine.
listeners, I'm gonna do it.
Hey, it's
I'm
all
gonna
yours.
fucking do it.
It's all yours, bro. I'm here with you though.
Hey, that's
I'm
the
right
quote
here
of
with
the
you.
night.
Bro,
I
you
don't
come in
care
here and do
who
this
says
shit
shit, dude. I don't care who comes to
You
his
gonna
shit.
Hadouken me?
Hunter's standing up. He's got high
Straight
waters
up.
on. His calves are fucking soaked still, and he's mad about this 1 week later.
Paris,
and I cannot
Paris,
be
think about what you
happier.
fucking chose, dude. You picked the fucking all. I'm not even
The only
doing
reason,
this.
this man still has his ankle showing is because his
What?
jeans
What?
physically, his jeans physically
Who's got
will
good
not roll
ankles?
down because they're
I'll
still
bust anyone
wet.
with ankles right now, bro. Who's got ankles?
Who's got
Give me on a ripstick.
I got a high
Give me on a
tops, bro.
ripstick.
Fuck you.
Give me on a fucking ripstick. What's up?
Oh no, man.
I know that ripstick line. Remember that? I remember that. It's a snowboard, surfing, and skateboarding combined. I was like, I can't do any of those. Let's get it. Sign
Come
me
on,
up.
one.
I was telling Paris this. We're hanging out with the friends the other night, and they come up to us. And this girl randomly brings the ripstick. I said, no. I said, don't bring that up. I said, Hunter's 4 bourbons deep. You're about to have a conversation.
Did you get on there? Bruh.
Brother, I said, do you know what it's like to surfboard, snowboard, and skate at the same time?
Same time.
It's called a ripstick.
Lipstick, baby.
But I will say this. All right. As we're closing up, what's going on with the group?
Well, no,
here?
hold on. Okay, we're closing out the bracket, right? Okay, Power Rangers won. That's an obvious sweep. South Park with a quick 4-3. Okay, that was a heated battle.
Oh shit! I forgot we did
series.
too.
But we're advancing. Okay,
Game 7.
and like
Game 7.
great bracket.
Was that
But
two different regions?
Yeah.
That was 2 different regions. Yeah, we kind of switched up this
We
time.
gave y'all 2.
We're
different
slowly
regions?
filling this out. It looks good. It looks good.
It was,
You know
it
how
was
much
worth
we
it.
love y'all,
It was
bro.
worth it. We got 2 great matchups.
Yeah.
Like, that was fun.
I did have a question for y'all. What do you think the next bracket will be for y'all?
Oh, that's a good question because we have thought about
So
this, right?
we said one night we're fucking blitz, and we said it's gonna get so intricate to where we're gonna be like, "What's your favorite sci-fi / drama / woman narrated film?"
Narrated.
Yeah,
What is it?
Get it, Juice. He was way too quick. But so I'm thinking the next one's gonna be it's gonna be in my head. I thought the best fight scene in movies.
That'd be good.
Okay.
Best
yeah.
fight scene.
Yeah.
Dude, you know how many fucking good fight scenes? First off, Rambo's in there. I'm gonna tell you that. If you ain't about Rambo, get cut.
See, are we talking movies or are we talking TV shows too? Because Boondocks
All right, we're gonna go.
has
movies.
a fight
They do got some
that
good ones.
mimics straight up a Naruto
Well,
fight, and
yeah.
it's fire.
Well, what do y'all think? What do y'all think?
Frieza Goku.
I tell you this.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Hey,
Paris-
if we're also going movies, I like Tenet.
Tenet.
Tenet has some
Tenet,
good
dude,
shit.
that's ridiculous. Dude.
I mean, bro,
That
watching
shit
those
was
people do
way-
all that shit backwards,
Bro, no,
was tough.
that shit was way too complicated. I watched that shit. I had 2 beers. And I was like, apparently, I can't do that here.
You're like, what?
Dude, I said, dude, I'm here to watch a movie. Like,
That shit was a fucking spectacle.
Yeah. But yeah, we got some more brackets coming up for you. We want to keep this a theme in the Stuck in Static show because this is just kind of a great topic to like
No, I love
well,
it.
get in between everyone.
Let me ask y'all this: you all ever seen fucking Raid?
Raid, no.
No.
It's a Taiwanese movie, bro. The whole movie is one shot of a fight scene that lasts 3 hours.
Damn.
Is one continuous shot.
That's dope. That's fuck.
Dude,
yeah.
I'm telling you, I've never been that bricked up watching a show like that before. Dude, I left that and I said, I called my
Yeah.
girlfriend and I said, hey, I'm going to put you in a guillotine.
Right.
Like, it was, dude, and the thing with movies nowadays, dude, it's like the continuous shot, like, for instance, Paris edits this, right? Shout out to Paris. So we'll do this shit and like we'll sit with Paris and it's like, all right, we struggle, not struggle, but like we'll get a cut, right? We'll figure out how it goes and all this stuff. A continuous scene, 5 motherfuckers like that.
Yeah, 3 hours continuous.
3 hours,
Insane.
bro.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a great bracket segment, right? And I think we're slowly, finishing
So
up
Paris,
here.
tell them.
But no.
Hold
Hold on. Last second, I want
dare
you all have obviously kind of pushed your music forward in a way that personally I haven't heard before. You know what I'm saying? And Dylan told me this earlier, and I don't know if this was like a little insight that he
Get it,
told me,
Paris.
but Dylan told me that Juice told him that this might be the last kind of like hip hop oriented album that you make, American Manga. And I really like that idea because like kind of trying to categorize music is really difficult at this point. But I want to know what's next for you all. Like hearing this sonically is like I've never heard of it before, and like to hear that you all
so
are trying to like advance into a different realm, like kind of blows my mind because I'm like, where do you go from here?
Yeah, let me clarify that. I don't know if it'll be like a hip hop album. I
Right.
don't know if we put it ourselves hip hop right now. I just said
Mm-hmm.
what I believe is I think that we're trying to just explore different types of. We're experimenting more with different grooves, patterns, drum sounds. It's hard to really categorize it. I think we're just playing around with different things and trying to use the strengths we have, like with what he can do vocally, to make new types of music that it's not the same shit that you
Because
hear
you're
all the time.
already sounding like you're like
Just try to be original as we can.
right. You already sound like you're. I mean, like even just like the guitar solo in the end of a song, or like just how you all create a whole album that's like one unit of music. It's different than what you hear today. So like, Yoku, I want to hear what your vision is for like going forward. Like, how do you continue to like progress on what you already have? Like, how do you evolve this further into your, because to me what it sounds like is that like we talked about heart a lot, but like this music doesn't sound like any genre. This sounds like Yoku.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude,
So
Pierce,
like
you killed that shit. Dude.
hearing hearing what you're all gonna go forward to, it's so exciting because it's like, no, we're not hearing any genre of music. We're hearing you
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So like what are the steps for y'all next? Like you have this listening experience that you did. All right. And you're planning on more, you know, obvious music and tours in the future.
Yeah.
How do you take your music further?
I
Like
quivered over here, dude. I'm
Yeah.
excited. What you got?
I mean, I would definitely say is to continue to elevate, like, for me, music, like musically, like having more musical knowledge. So like just trying to be more integrated in the production, because you know, with me being able to come in, that's another like just different kind of vibe that we get to add to the sauce that they already have. But also, you know, just kind of still working outside of just music. So just like being as creative as possible. So like I love film. I love like cinematic shit. And I want to be able to continue to integrate that into, you know, all the things that we do musically. But I just want to make some dope ass videos here soon.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you're kind of venturing into the music video realm then.
Yeah, which I mean, I definitely already have. Like, I have some dope videos out right now, but I really want some like super high quality shit. You know what I'm saying? Some shit that really matches the music.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I feel like part of the growth is like being able to have those same artistic ideas that you put into the show.
Yeah.
Into videos and
Yes,
stuff like that.
exactly.
And so that's what I'm excited about. Like
Yeah, like I love music videos. Like like literally, bro. As soon as music videos drop, I'll be on YouTube just, you know, watching them shits. Like I really am a student of the game, and I really do love seeing that stuff. But yeah, I think that we'll be able to like really get something that matches the music, and that is like very, very tangible. You know what I'm saying? Like people will be able to like see.
By the way, just on a musical note, you're talking about matching the video to the artistic expression through the music. Have you all seen the video for All My Life with Dirk and Cole?
Actually, I watched like the first half of it, and something ended up happening to where I didn't finish the video.
Dude,
I think I only saw like J. Cole's half, the first part.
There's for me, there's something about having kids in a song that is meant to be generational like that, and is meant to change the spirit of music. Yeah. Because I mean,
you need way more kids in your videos, dude.
But no, I'm just saying for most of Dirk's career, like he's made a living off of
hard shit.
Off of validating a very hard, rugged lifestyle. And to see him take that different approach, like artistically, meant something like very special.
For
to
sure.
me. Like it was kind of like a
that's a dope
passing
collab.
of the torch and of a turning of a stone. You know what I mean?
No
like,
doubt.
Yeah.
It really reminded me of the feeling kind of like God's Plan had when it came out.
Yeah.
Which I think I don't really know if it still is, but I think that's Drake's biggest song ever. So like just being like genuine shit, real things go the furthest. So
well,
you know
that's why that's one of the things that's always drawn me to your music is like you don't hide shit. Like, you don't try to be different than you are in person in a conversation than you are on a track, and that it not only takes like a discipline, but it takes it takes a very introspective artistic expression to be able to reach that point. And that's why I think that your music is going to be bigger than what all of us collectively think it can be, is because I think eventually people are going to pick up on the meaning behind it, not just what your music is. And that's something that I think is special.
And
you gotta do.
If I could throw in there too, like I was saying, dude, like Yoku, like guys, I love you, but I was like, I'm stubborn, bro.
No, I mean that's how it goes.
I did straight up listen to it, dude. I had a good time listening to it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite shit, but I would say it's like, dude, I sat there and I was like, it was that moment to where like whenever you're in a random place and you Shazam something,
Yeah.
dude, I had a moment with y'all where I was like, I don't love everything you have on there, but dude, there was some moments.
He looked at me and he goes,
dude, I said,
what did he just say? He goes, what did he just say? I don't even remember what the line was, but he goes, what did he just say? And I repeated it, and he goes, damn, who is this? And I was like, bro, got your ass.
I legit had a moment. I'm not even trying to talk you guys up because I do think you guys fucking, everyone's grinding. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
And I ain't trying to talk no bullshit about like, oh yeah. But I'm saying like in general, dude, I legitimately like was listening to the car with Dylan. I said he started playing some. I legit thought it was something that was on the radio.
Yeah.
I swear. Yeah. I said, and I pulled out my phone, dude, not even trying to toot you guys up. I put out my phone to Shazam it. Yeah. And then I said, Dylan, it's not popping up. He said, no, that's Yoku. I said, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Let's go.
For real. Like I sat there because I do this weird shit. I don't know why I'm so insecure about like when I like people play something I like.
Yeah.
I kind of like do my little Shazam in the corner. I had a moment, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, it
was good shit. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. The discovery is like what it's all about, man. Like, you know, everybody's having fucking, you know, different experiences with it, and you had yours, and I'm very appreciative of that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I appreciate y'all because that first time y'all came in here, listen, we're all fucking grinding down. y'all came in, treated us like kings. It was fantastic. I remember we just talked about music. Mm-hmm. Like, no, I don't want to hear about rap. I want to hear about what do you like as music.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
sure.
what's your favorite song?
Mm-hmm.
And as I was coming over here today, I heard something. I was like, Yoku Man like that. I was like, do I like him? But no, like for real. Like I enjoyed Dylan sent me the snaps and everything. I feel bad we couldn't make it for that.
That's all right, man.
But
well, I mean, obviously, you know, we're gonna have more.
Yeah.
And so we're just gonna build off of that. So, you know, I think it was dope that people came out and really experienced it because they know at bare minimum what they're going to get next time.
Well, and
they're going to tell people too.
Yeah.
So,
I know it didn't work out this time, but like if there ever is a situation that we can
we can make it happen.
Help you get the story across behind the music.
Yeah.
Like we'd love to.
I mean, really don't
sex videos.
Hey, I feel like the only reason we didn't just try and run the pod like maybe right after last night was just because the venue that I wanted to use they wasn't trying to let us DJ. And so I was like, I don't want everybody to go to one spot and we can't even play no fucking music.
Yeah.
So I was just like, let me, you know, we had to pack everything up and get everything back to where it needed to go. So the night was kind of stretched thin.
Yeah. Well, and look, that's what we're saying is, and I don't even know if we even really want to talk about this on air yet, but like
Dylan,
we want to do like we want to be able to reach the community in another way as to like host kind of like our own little like festival where like we have some artists come and perform and we have people that we can just talk to,
kind of like a Kill Tony.
Yeah, and we know several different DJs locally and stuff, and so like we just want to be able to give people a platform to open to get even more of an audience around them,
right?
While also promoting our own stuff.
Like,
so,
low key,
if we ever make this happen, like we'd love to have you all
let us know.
Be a part of that too.
Let us know.
I do actually like. First off, thanks guys for coming back on here. I gotta say, like low key from the last time you guys were on here, I had like almost a father moment where I was like, oh shit, they're on it. Dude, like I am like you guys are grounding. I'm not gonna toot your horn anymore because I'm wearing a flannel. I look good. But in all honesty, dude, just I think the main goal in the fear of all of this is, all right, it's not giving me something right now. You know what I mean? Like we look for the right now so much.
Yeah.
So it was nice to have you guys on, and like literally the show when Dylan was telling me about that, and I was like hearing about it, I was like, damn. I was impressed you guys made it happen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, like legitimately, like to see you all grinding the way you do, it is, for me personally, it is very validating to have you all come on our show and talk about your shit, because it's not just about that you have a project or anything, but to me, it's about that you all are consistent and making something happen because you have a vision. And we kind of have fostered the same thing. We're trying to be consistent as well. It's hard when you're trying to do like an artistic, like pursuit. But like to have you all like in this space where you all are doing your own stuff, but like it feels like you all are in our corner as well, and we're in your corner. Yeah. Like I've never felt more validated in many ways, because this is episode probably like 20 of our podcast, right?
I didn't mean to go straight to your crotch.
Give it a little.
I wish we knew the button. You don't even know about that old live dog.
Just a little cut that one out. We're gonna have to cut that out. Post editing.
I got you. Don't worry.
Juice for the moment. I don't want to talk about it.
But no, Hunter, get yours.
No, I was just gonna say, if I had an applause button where I knew it was.
No, like for real. No, like because
up on the left.
See, I knew I should have put you over here. I knew I should have put you over here.
What's that press button?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a card next to you. But anyways, it really does feel validating to me personally. I think to all of us to have you all who are working on your stuff so hard that you all would come on to our podcast to promote your stuff. Because like, to me, like starting a podcast, it's, you know, you're 28 years old and you start a podcast, like people are like, whatever. But like to have people like you to come on to promote to real stuff that you're doing, like it makes me feel really good, and I hope it makes you all feel good that we can have you on here to promote that as well.
Love, bro.
Yeah,
well,
dude,
and
just straight up.
Always.
Yeah,
honestly, my favorite part of all of it is just like having genuine conversations.
Yeah,
like that.
same.
Yeah,
you don't get that a lot, and I feel like that's like the biggest disconnect between me and like this generation is like I do most. You actually have a line about that where you say I do better face to face, and like I feel like that is the biggest disconnect between me and our generation is like I would rather talk to you about something real face to face and sit down and discuss it than argue over fucking social media. And that's becoming more and more rare, and that's why I feel like people like us like at least have something in common and can sit back and talk about something that's real and
I mean
know the value therein.
Both of the circles that that we're in, music and potting is all human interaction shit. So I might not be doing a show, but somebody listening to my music is still a human interaction. You know what I'm saying? Like they're listening to me. So.
Well, I gotta say that
goes back to what you all were talking about with like the different interpretations of what you say is like that's what's brilliant about it is like I've got a million different interpretations of your music on my own. So imagine a million different people having a million different interpretations. Like that's
called a
what's
lot of
powerful
math,
about it.
dude.
Maths, quick maths.
Can you put a decimal on that?
I can't. But no, like seriously, you all are like out of all of our guests, like you all have really, I think, have gone to lengths that not everyone goes to.
I'm not having sex
like,
with y'all.
I think
I'm not gonna. We've been talking about this for a hot minute. I'm not gonna have sex with y'all. Juice been looking at me the whole night.
No one's thinking
that. He said, "I'm gonna make you a lime."
No one is thinking that. Okay, Hunter. I'm just saying right now. Nobody's thinking that right now. Yeah,
look great.
But no, like to have you all doing your thing, it's just super dope to see that because we're trying to do the same thing. Yeah. And like any art,
you are doing
saying I do music or I do a podcast or I do this. It's like, you sort of like crave that external validation, but what's better is like validation from other people that are doing the thing that we admire.
Well, and I'm not gonna lie, like I definitely used last night as a little bit of a marketing push for us too, like at the bar. And what was cool for me was
perfect.
Every time that I mentioned to somebody, because Juice, I was hanging out with Juice most of the night. Every time I would mention to somebody, oh yeah, by the way, like they came on our podcast, blah blah blah. They'd be like, oh, like I don't think I saw that.
Yeah.
And then the second that I would start talking about it, they'd be like, oh, Juice reposted your clip, right? And I'm like, yes, that's us. And like it just kind of clicked. It's like, and then Yazoo, Enrique, and the videographer guy.
Burks, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All three of them were like, we'd love to come on. Like,
Yeah.
we'd love to talk about art.
What?
And so,
y'all get the whole gang on here, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
You want to
Like,
talk about a good ass pod, bro.
It was so. I definitely took advantage, but like it was a good experience for me too, of like seeing that people had not only seen our content but appreciated it and wanted to be a part of it.
No,
So
I mean,
that was cool for me. Like I hadn't really seen that part of it, mainly because to be honest, for the life of this pod, like there's been times where I've been scared to promote it.
Yeah.
And just seeing that reaction, I was like, what the fuck? What am I waiting for?
It brings
like,
new
what?
life. Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, like, bro, y'all have elevated since the last time we was here.
Yeah.
I mean, this room is just a whole different
Yeah.
type of vibe already. You know what I'm saying? So
Shout out Zach. For
I know
that,
you
for
feel
real.
covered in them socks,
Zach,
boy.
boy,
Come on, son.
I was sitting over here. I'm like, I'm
Hey,
finna
shout
take
out-
my shit
That's what I'm
off.
saying, dude.
Shout out
Let's
Zach
go.
for that
Hey,
because
shout out
this
Zach.
this whole upstairs is kind of his little space in this
Quarter
house,
man
and so
gang.
like thank God he let
Yeah.
us, he allowed us to make this part of
Shout
our
out to
part of
guys,
our.
Zach. Hey,
Most definitely a vibe.
Y'all promote whatever you got going on, whatever you at socials,
Yeah.
whatever you got going on. Let's end this shit and like let's see what you got.
Yeah.
We are really actually working on more music right now. Honestly, we have like 5 in the can already. Like we're
Yeah.
doing really good
Fire
with it.
ones.
And from there, I mean, we all just got a studio space together. So yeah, so it's like we have unlimited kind of resources at this point. So it's going to continue to just flourish. Side note, I'm opening a restaurant here in Lexington.
What?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
What's it called? What's it called? And where?
It's over in the Squires neighborhood, and it's Squires Corner Kitchen.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
We'll have to get
let's
like a
hit
little,
that up.
y'all need
Let's
a
hit that up
sponsorship or
ASAP.
something.
Let's hit that up
No,
ASAP.
for sure. But more specific on that part is I'll be cutting out a lot of the filler work with music because the time I'll have to do on music, I want it to be for very specific people.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the things that I will be pushing out from here will be a little less in frequency, but a lot more in their value and quality. So so that's kind of in my realm of things right now.
No doubt. I mean, shit, yeah. I just, want people to continue to enjoy the project. Like Eli was saying, we always got shit in the chamber. We're always working on new shit. I'm always scheming on something. So, I mean, I would say, just continue to stay tuned. There will never be a moment where I'm not working on something. So, I would say just always anticipate that like something dope is around the corner.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna echo pretty much everything they've said. We've really been locked in. We've got a few records already that we're kind of ahead of ourselves a little bit, and what we talked a lot about last night. I think it's some of our best stuff that hasn't even been heard yet.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, it really is. It really is
Excited
wild
for
just being a part of like the journey of getting better.
Yeah.
Because I mean, just as you continue to progress, you're like, what the fuck?
Right, and I
just feel like a vessel.
Yeah, what we were talking about earlier, like, bro, just keep working. At
Yeah.
whatever you want to do, bro, just keep working on it.
That's it. That's all you
Hey,
can
man.
And the more you do, the more familiar you get, the more tricks you're gonna learn, and it just depends on how much you really want to like nerd out on this shit and really figure shit out.
What the way I see it, you all are like already there. To
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? No, like in
Y'all
like
put
in
the
like a
work in.
metaphysical sense, in like a way that like real meaning in life comes to. You all are there.
Yeah.
And that is so admirable to me. So like
Thank you.
straight up and low key.
Yeah.
We're trying to do a Stuck in Static rap here and soon. We're trying to throw 16 on the track and then like get some bars going.
Y'all that's what I was about to say. Y'all know
Straight
the right
up.
people
Studio.
for
Bro,
sure.
yes.
No doubt.
We are trying to do that
Yoku,
for sure.
I had some lines the other day. All right.
Some bars.
Oh no.
Listen.
When you say lines, that sounds like coke.
Yeah.
Bars.
Well, both.
I had a Gator 10 line.
Obviously, you don't know us too well.
I had a whale tail line the other day, and I thought to myself,
A whale tail.
"You've been there, Yoku. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he
I know what
does.
you're talking about.
Yeah, that means you're swimming with the fishes." I was gonna say, all right. So tell me what you think. All right, real quick. Snoogle Fritz from Fast Hits had me laughing like I'm hysterical, having massive fits. Dude, come on. Why are you laughing?
He couldn't
like
even
that?
make it through the
Why
whole
not?
line.
Snickle Fritz is a hell of a way to start anything. Bro.
Okay, okay, let's go and calm down.
Hunter
Listen
came
to
up
Pod.
with that line like 12 years ago, bro. Like he's been holding on to
Sniggle
that for
Fritz
a
to
long
quick hits to
time.
laughing fits to feeling like I'm going quits.
That's a tongue twister, bro.
Yeah, it's called having the ability to do it. That's what it's called. It's
listen,
called,
bro,
You
I'm
can roll
just-
them Mars, dog.
Listen,
I got it.
y'all need to get in the stew and just put it
Bro,
down.
we're gonna rent some studio
You know,
space.
I'm
put it
gonna
down.
say, ever since you got shorts on, dog, you've changed. Right?
Hey,
You
it's
come here,
summertime.
quads out, dude.
I'm living my best life.
In my own
Hey,
house.
bro.
Look, I ain't take my socks off.
Bro, Yoku and I are going to be in here leg day twice a week, bro.
Twice a week,
LAC,
bro.
that's what I'm telling you,
Yes,
bro.
sirski.
Hey, when are you there? Hold up. When are you at LAC?
In the mornings.
In the mornings?
Yeah.
I
Okay,
told him
okay.
that.
I'll be in there as early, not as early as possible, but
Yeah,
I'll be in
yeah.
there pretty early.
Okay, I'm gonna try to find
Holla
you
at me,
there.
bro.
Yeah, for
Holla
sure.
at me.
Yeah, we'll get some workouts
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
bro. Yeah,
We'll
let's
be-
get it.
Let's
Let's
get
get
ready
it.
for the pod.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is,
Fuck you, Hunter.
so well, hey, you guys started this. End it out. What's up?
Bro, thank you all so much for tuning into another episode of Stuck in Static. I know we didn't have Brady today, and Brady's a fan favorite. I know,
Yeah.
but Brady has
a minute.
priorities that are
thought-
beyond the podcast as well, and those include fat bitches. And you never know where that's gonna go,
We need to check on him.
bro. When we start the Patreon,
good?
y'all are gonna get an insight into what's
you
going
all
on
gonna
here,
get some,
right?
you all
Yeah.
gonna get some stories
Yeah.
for sure.
But we love you all, Dylan.
It's
Any
been-
other words?
It's been an honor and a pleasure.
Always.
Having
Always,
Yoku,
man.
Juice, and Eli, y'all are really
It's
killing
been a
it.
blast every time.
I admire you all.
Can't wait to have you all back on again. So.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. For sure.
Already,
Let's go.
already.
Tune it out.
Thanks, y'all.
Stop.